we're all cut from the same cloth. This little tight unit. I feel like the Sesh with Sav has brought together like all my friend groups, and I realise all my friend groups are very similar. They just do different shit,
but we vibe on similar mindsets.
Very same thing.
Like, certain things we like. Yep.
Every single one of my mates watches MMA pretty religiously.
Yep.
All of us love a slap on the pokies.
Yep.
And it's just, we were just talking about, like, my Instagram's loaded up on the other screen, and Tom was looking at my homepage like, oh, your page is the exact same as mine.
Similar Instagram reels that we get.
It's the exact. And
we're all on the same algorithm.
That's another thing, like, when someone, like, sends you a reel, but you've already seen it, because it's just on your algorithm.
Yep.
But it would not be on anyone else's, like, algorithm.
Nah. Yeah. that's how it plays out, yeah. It's usually how it goes.
I just gotta make sure you look nice. There we go. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, mate. Happy to be here to the end of 2024.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
2025 coming up the arse.
On the way. It's gonna be here.
Fucking this year has flown. Sounds very niche and very fucking gay, but it's
gone by.
It's flown by.
Well, you realise doing this and just between your standard life and then what you have to do on the podcast, and it's every so often releasing this. This is why week after week after week. Next minute you're looking like, oh shit, that happened January, and now we're about to go into January 2025.
My 2025 is going to fucking fly by even more. I'm doing more content next year.
There you go.
I'm buying a vlogging camera from Luke Helpsy.
Oh, okay. Going to do some vlogs behind the scenes, Sav?
No, not vlogs, but it's just, it makes, instead of having to like, I've got a fast working brain and I always have like an idea and I need to get the idea done, or because I got fucking autism, like I need to do it.
Got to get it out.
I've got to get it out my system.
Yep.
But like not having the means to film anything means I have to kind of rely on Helpsy and Shannon, and they help me out heaps and stuff, but I hate asking people for favours all the time. So I want to like just film my own shit and edit it.
Yeah.
I want to like go skydiving next year with Vince Jarvis.
You've never gone skydiving?
No, but I'm going to record the reaction, and I'm going to. I have a very funny video in mind. I'm going to hopefully. I want to land on 2 beers and then scull them. Good luck with that, mate.
No, the high on coming down from skydiving is as soon as you land, it's like if your first thought is to get, I'd be very surprised if you can pull it off.
I'm a performer.
Oh, the man's an artiste, especially of getting a beer down, mate.
I have a fun. I don't know if I'll do it, but I thought it'd be funny as to like not tell my family I'm doing it, and then
just ask them to come down to the vineyards at some stage.
And then FaceTime them as I'm about to jump.
Oh, you got those sweet goggles on in the plane. You're like, guess where I am? Oh.
And then just boop.
Oh, they would. Oh, I'm sure they'd love that, mate. Don't terrify your family at all.
That'd be so funny.
Well, my parents were there watching me when I went skydiving. My friends bought it for me for my 30th birthday.
If I went skydiving, my mum watched, my mum would fucking faint.
Freak out? Yeah.
But I want to go do a hot lap around the bend.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go with a professional, and I want to see if I can hold a pint the whole lap.
Good luck. Oh, that's good. Hopefully they let you do it, because more than likely you're going to throw it on.
More than likely
they
won't. More than likely they won't. But I'll do it with non-alcoholic beer.
Okay. Won't stick to the seat, the nice seats as well when you're flying around a track, fucking 160k an hour.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do 20 pints in 20 pubs.
Nice. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Adelaide's greatest pub crawl.
They're all fun, man. Like as someone that's done a few times where, man, I hit 8. What I hit 8 in a day on my my last birthday with the missus, and we were surprised we did that. And that was just walking around town. That was driving to the first 2 or 3. Then we dropped it. We were staying in town, and then knowing there's a few breweries around in there now between Mismatch, starting at Little Bang and Bowden, which is just outside the city. So it's hard though, man. It's hard to keep it going.
When I was, I might have been like 20 or no, I was younger. When I was young, you met Chris Caulfield?
Yeah. Yep.
So me and Chris used to be a specific type of person. We used to be very loose. And we were very similar. Yeah, we still are. I will get him on the podcast one day. Just got to wait for the right time with that one.
Timing is everything with these things.
Yeah. So we did a thing one day and we called it Suit Party.
Okay, yeah.
And me and him went out dressed really nicely in suits together, and we started at the bottom of Rundle Street.
Yeah.
At the Stag.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
So
is the Stag still there? Or is that closed down multiple times?
I believe it's taken over again now.
Yeah.
But so we started at the Stag on South Terrace. Is that South Terrace?
No. That's East Terrace. Yep.
We started on East Terrace, and HQ was still on West Terrace.
Yep, all the way at the other end. Yep.
So we
walked through the Rundle Mall.
20 pints in 20 places on the walk to HQ, and HQ was the 20th.
Okay.
But we were drinking Imperials wherever they had Imperials.
Go to a Belgian beer cafe, mate.
We had a hotel strategically placed in Light Square because it was right in the middle.
Yep.
So we've gotten to like the 8th or 9th, all this mischief, because you don't realise how drunk you get. Oh. It's like fucking 6 litres of beer.
It's a lot of beer.
And so we were, and it takes a long time because you get drunk, you get stuck at one place, you have another couple drinks there by accident, you just don't stick to the plan. So we've gone there, done the first like 6, 7, and we're like, fuck, we're going to need some fucking pick-me-ups. Yeah, so we've gone to the hotel, fucking way overdone it, loaded ourselves up, gone back on the fucking office. There's photos of it on my Facebook page of we took a photo out the front of every place.
At least you remember to do that. That's the issue. You got all these ideas. It's just like, I'll take photos of this. Remember to, we used to be record before you do it, and then you forget and you get sloppy.
We just took photos, and it was getting to like HQ's lockout, so we were rushing. And there's a photo of me with blood all over my hands, blood all over me.
Still don't know how.
There's photos of us with strippers. It was exactly like The Hangover. We've accumulated like a cult of people following us.
Yeah. Just go on. Let's follow the loose units around, see where they go. Don't cause too much ruckus.
We've made it to HQ like minutes before lockout. We ran to the front, knew the bouncers. I said, just let us in for our 20th. And we were fucked. I'm covered in blood. Jeez. Chris is fucked. And then we get in, and I believe we finish our beer. And within like 3 minutes, Chris gets into a fight, and we get kicked out.
3 and you're covered in blood. It's just like, what's the deterrent here?
So we fucking wake up in the hotel. There's like 12 people in our hotel room, and I wake up in the morning. I think Chris walks into my room, and I'm fucking blackout drunk, fucked. And he's like, "You want to cuddle?"
You want to cuddle?
And I was like, "Yeah, man, you're sleeping here." Right? And I wake up in the morning, and I'm just getting little spooned by fucking Chris.
Best
night of my life.
I'm surprised you remember any of it, mate. Because
I don't remember. All I remember is us running around trying to let someone, like trying to get somewhere to let us in because we're both fucked.
Yeah.
And we need to drink 4 more drinks. So we're running to strip clubs. We're running fucking everywhere.
Wherever bouncers will actually just let you in.
Oh yeah, because that but I always think if fucking I had a video of that night. It was like Project X. It was just perfect. It was just perfect.
But that's what it's hard when you're the one drinking though. Then what? You got to have the designated mate who's going to then remember to record everything and take the shots and then put it all together.
On ones like that, I will have a secondary filmer.
Yeah, you have to have someone. You'll forget otherwise.
But for things like I want to go to like some of Adelaide's best restaurants and do a rock star shift in the kitchen. I just want to do one shift in the kitchen.
Go in the kitchen.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be fucking hilarious to go start to just like see if I still got it.
See if I still got it. Yeah, but you got to be careful with restaurants. I mean, how many don't mind you filming, then actual go in and actual.
The guy I had on last week said I can have his restaurant for a night.
Nice.
Yeah. He said I could have it. Like he said,
what do you mean?
Like I'll fucking put on a party.
Yeah. Yeah. Just made me think of Jonesy was on Low and Slow, right?
Yes.
And then looks like he sponsored the next M16 Open. Low and Slow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Shout out to the boy.
Shout out to the boy for going in.
Do you know, man, he's so fucking nice. Whenever I see him, he's always like giving me tips and
you were saying how good he is, and
he's very good, man. He does all his own shit.
That will get me into your mate Jacob as well, who owns Nuri. Like when we were watching MMA the first time I met him, and then I'm talking, you're like, listen to me talk about MMA, and then you're like, he's like a black belt in alcohol, understanding that. And then we've gone to his pub a few times, take the girlfriends, and then his ability, he's got his cocktails, where I got this, where did this start from? Dude. He's doing that. And then low and slow with barbecuing, sauces, what's the spices that you have to put on it, how long to cook it for. seeing yesterday, we were at Big Shed, and they had, because every Saturday they do 2 hours all you can eat slow cooked meats. And they were just firing it up. He puts like, one of my uncles is watching it, and we're like, what's he doing over there? Guy's putting like 11 kilos of meat, like stacking it into the slow cooker, getting ready for all the different meats. And it is, when you know something that well, everything's interesting if you go into it deep enough.
I think it's different isms.
Different, well, we all just call it tism, but what interests other people, just because you don't understand what interests them, but people that can go so far into something and know so much detail. I was talking with my uncle, he's retired now, but he was a mechanical engineer, and talking to him about engineering. He used to work for the Submarine Corporation, so engineering, but he's submarines, but then talking about that, and then he's like, yeah, but what's super fascinating to that is F1 cars, because they are the peak of engineering.
So, funny you say that. I fucking was like, F1's pretty, look, to watch.
I can't watch it.
To watch, it's like,
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it. I just can't, unless there's a crash.
That's what everyone, especially with the supercars and stuff, everyone's just waiting to hit the wall.
Because they're like, well, why else are you watching?
What?
Like, you're just...
how quick I can go around the road.
You're watching to see if they die. Like, that's what...
But the cars are made really well so that even if they do crash, you know they're usually going to be fine.
But I was watching... because I was like, how fit do you have to be an F1 driver? No, it's fucking crazy.
Super hard.
They lose like 10 kilos in a
much
race.
water. Yeah.
And I was watching their necks. Like a normal civilian just tried to do one of their neck exercises. Like a very strong man, like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He couldn't do their neck exercises because they got to be able to like fucking do like 4Gs and keep their head fucking straight.
Hitting turns. And the big one I remember is whenever you think you're in an F1 car and you think you have to brake, you've already missed it. Yeah. Like that's how quick they're moving around.
Their reaction time.
The reaction time's got to be. That's what makes like people like Lewis Hamilton. People, when you're at like anything, right? You're at the peak of the sport for that long.
Well, Lomachenko does F1 exercises.
There you go.
For his neck. No. For reaction timing.
Everyone does that, right? When they're looking for that little extra bonus, you always see they're doing those light games now because it is reaction time.
I believe that's an F1 thing.
Yeah, that's where it come from. That's where they were first using it. It's just. Yeah, everyone's trying to get that edge when you're in the top 1%. Because
That's like when Conor was, and this is fucking people who see Conor McGregor now that aren't fans of combat sports. That's not what he was.
Oh my god,
Conor legitimately was one of the best athletes of all time.
He was
not athlete. That's a bad thing. I don't know if athletically he was.
No, he wasn't super athletic.
No,
like, gifted athletically.
As a fighter,
yeah.
Conor was one of the most impressive people in his prime to watch ever.
Yeah.
His distance management
was
the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. And in mixed martial arts, because everyone knows he had that left hand, but his ability to use his long range kicks to circle people against the fence into his left hand, so that he'd corner him against the fence with kicks, and then obviously everyone knows him as a boxer. He started out as a boxer. But that's what makes MMA kind of special. There's so many different ways to get people to where you have the dominant advantage, and his was that fucking cannon of a left hand, or what did Faraz Sahabi call it? The touch of death. You know, back in the day when he's remember the photos of him when he was making featherweight though? He looks like a Skeletor.
Like a Skeletor. Wait, right, here. I'm going to put this on because I fucking love this with good music in the background of this. This is the only video you ever need to watch to understand how fucking good Conor was.
And the fact he did this in the moment, like everything loaded up, this is prime Conor, and he did this to Eddie Alvarez when Eddie was the fresh champ.
I'll probably get kicked off YouTube.
You probably will because it's a UFC thing, man. But then again, it's only a little clip. Look at him clip the nose, bink, and rocked him, and then look at him swings over the head, bang, and just for good measure.
In my opinion, that's the greatest combo finish of all time, with stakes included.
Oh, with stakes included, yeah. I mean, I always think...
With stakes and risk, first double champ as simultaneously. Like, this is a massive moment. To pull that off in that moment, it's fucking insane.
That's
a training drill.
Yeah,
You pull that off in training against someone who's just started fighting.
Yeah, I'd watch like Jack Spacey hit that combo on someone on the edge of the... at the edge of the mat, and that's when I'm just watching them going, ooh, because it's
insane.
This is the poetry of violence. Like people that actually appreciate combat sports, that's the appeal when you can. It's the poetry of violence.
There's a meme going around at the moment, and that's placed over. I can't remember what song, but it's like a very opera-y song. It's just like it suits it so perfectly, and it's in slow mo.
Yeah,
and it says, it says, "How perfect's your girlfriend?" And then underneath it's just playing that.
As that, yeah. People that love the combat sports,
that's perfection.
That's perfection, yeah. There's so many good, like when you were saying that's the best combo with steaks and everything.
Donald Cerrone.
I remember the Donald Cerrone Rick story, mate. Leading him onto that kick when he goes high, low, high.
It was jab.
And then into the kick.
It was jab.
Body straight.
Jab, cross to the body.
Cross to the body.
Left hook,
yep.
right kick. And it was kick, just perfect. Mechanically though.
Oh my God.
If you fight like mechanically, it's just so good. Perfect. Yeah. It's just fucking flowed so well.
Yeah, mate. And when, like I said, when you can slow it down and it looks like that.
I wonder if they got that slowed down. That's such. With stakes involved though, Connor for me is best.
For the stakes involved, it was massive.
Like, Donald Cerrone and Rick's story is fucking
massive
insane.
One. You know what made me think of as well? Rick's story really got a raw deal for how good he was, because the other highlight I remember he's on the losing end was Demian Maia when he squeezed his face and the blood squirted out of his nose because he had it over the face, and his nose went doop before he tapped, and you're like, the squeeze.
Cerrone just announced his comeback.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
how upsetting.
And they're gonna let him. Yeah,
upsetting.
Well, you know why he's had to delay the comeback though, right?
Give him Nick Diaz or something.
Oh man, they can't let Nick Diaz fight again. He's gone through his own issues. Yeah,
look at this.
There we go.
Boom,
jab, body,
boom.
bang. So it's still a straight. It wasn't even a hook. And then right onto it. Lent him right into the kick. My God. Oh, and then just, you don't know where you are. Oh, the music. That is, and then just a few, it's academic at that point.
I love it.
That is sweet. That is sweet.
I fucking feel sorry for people that don't watch MMA.
All other sports took the back seat as soon as you get into it, because I love the adage of what they said. It's like, if you've got a basketball game on the corner, you've got a handball game, a tennis game, but if a fight breaks out, everyone stops playing the other sports and watches the fight.
Yeah.
And that's what I learnt with sports. It's like, when you understand the high level, like I can still watch soccer and understand when good plays are happening. People can watch all these things. It's not exciting now. I need the 15 minutes of combat where they're trying. I had someone ask me yesterday, they were asking about different disciplines and, what's the difference between karate, taekwondo? What's the best one? Well, then what's MMA? And I was like, it's all of it together. And they're like, why would you do that? And it's like, it's the closest simulation to a fight you're going to actually get. And to be able to put yourself in that mode, it's so intense.
Dude,
everything else takes a back seat when you realize that to get good at that, you want to get good at violence. And then I had a kid ask me, he's like, why would you do that? And then he was a pacifist kind of kid. And he was like, no, I think I'd let myself take a beating. I was like, you'll grow out of that. Don't say that out in public, because then you're going to have kids kick you in the dirt. All right. So if you're not going to fight back, do not put it out into the world that you won't hit back if they go after you, because
so much better when they don't hit back.
Oh my God, it's better for the violent bullies in the primary schools, mate. But we need to try and get that out. But that was the selling point.
If I have a kid and fucking hears it, I'm going to tell the cunt to scratch his eyes out. Fucking bite the cunt. I don't give a fuck.
Well, because then, did they ask the most violent or what was that? And I said Krav Maga, and that's a silly thing, but that's one where they're trying to, everything
trying to hurt you.
What's everything that's illegal in MMA, because it's trying to cross over between a fight and a simulated real fight, but a sport, so it's presentable. So what can't you do? Hit to the nuts, eye gouge, pull people's mouths.
It's about
hit them to the back of the head.
It's about surviving.
Yeah.
So my ex's uncle Yaz, her uncle Jason is a fucking gun at Krav Maga.
Weapon Krav Maga,
but a weapon.
Yeah.
And I remember when I met him, I was like, Krav Maga's a bit gay, and he just goes like this. Boof, whacks me in the nuts.
And goes, that's Krav Maga.
Whacks me in the nuts and just goes like this on my chin.
Hits the lower.
And then
I'm sorry, sir.
And pretends to poke me in the eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, I just got murdered.
And how quickly it happens. Yeah. Trying to explain that, where it's like, and the difference between a sport and violence, but then fighting for your life, that's different.
I've only in very specific circumstances in street fights where I've visibly been there and seen it. I've only, on a very rare occasion, seen someone land something like a flush head kick.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's always a scramble or one punch.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And you know how much of it...
It goes for 15 seconds.
I was about to say,
most.
That's the scary thought. If you get into the street fight, it's the first hit that's coming from nowhere that just cleans the clock, puts the people out cold.
It's 15 seconds.
The punch comes from over there. But getting into jiu-jitsu, the first thing, because I always have, when people don't know how to fight, they end up crashing into each other if you don't get that knockout with the first punch. And then that's
people are usually drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
If you're starting fights though and you're sober, I'm like, what?
In saying that, I have seen street fights where fucking one dude really knows how to fight and 6 people don't.
Yeah,
and
it's not good. Yeah.
I've seen there was a particular
just
one
dropping like flies.
There was a particular one that I was involved in, and I was drinking. We were fucked. Me and my mate. I won't say his name.
Yeah,
me and my mate were fucked.
Yeah.
And it was my fault.
And it was my fault. Sam, put your foot in it.
This is before I trained anything. So I was going to be useless.
Not helping here, brother.
I was going to be fucking useless. So I've been like, oh no. And he's looking at me. He's like, for fuck's sakes. Because like 1 of them walk out, 3 of them walk out, 5 of them walk out, 7 of them walk out. And then he looks at me and he's like,
you owe me. You owe me.
So I'm like, I'm sorry, man. And I grabbed my beer and I've gone to scull my beer. Meanwhile, he has
just gone do.
Launched himself out. He's like, I remember he grabbed his bottle and threw it at the ground and said, fuck this. And he's fucking overhand righted one, knocked one out with the left hook, and he's fucking headbutt another. And then I look down and then you just see the other ones like
just freeze.
Scatter.
Yeah, freeze. They're like, nah, man, you're already out. I'm out of here. Wow.
And I was just like, and that's when I started getting lippy, when I knew we won.
Oh, of course. I knew people back in the day that it's funny how people change when they grow up a little bit. I knew people that used to be so lippy, and then when you realise now you're in your late 30s and the consequences and how stupid some people were to get themselves into that danger.
I still get a bit lippy when I get drunk.
I don't
get lippy, but I'm I'm cheeky in general.
You're cheeky in general, and it's also you don't mind going out on the terps, mate, and then next minute you let people choke you to sleep. You want to go out and do slap fighting in Perth with Miles.
Yeah, dude.
You're like, whatever.
I'm an adventurer. I'm like Anthony Bourdain, but with danger.
I also like to live dangerously. Oh, classic.
I'm so fucking excited for this. Shout out to Jamie, my brother. He brought me a brewing kit for my birthday.
Woo! We're going to do the homebrew now?
I want you to try it.
All right, on the air.
I've not tried it.
Oh, this could be very good or very bad.
I don't even know if it's fizzy.
Yeah, didn't you say you left it go a bit long? I feel it's going to be super strong.
I left it go a bit too long.
Oh, no. I feel it's going to be super strong.
I think it's fizzy.
Well, just don't get me too much, man, all right? Don't know. This could be a triple IPA for all I know.
Nah, it's a Cooper's.
All right.
I think it's 700ml bottles.
Yeah, okay.
I got fucking 24 litres. Wait up.
Are you going to skull yours though?
No, I'm not going to skull mine.
Because I'm not.
I don't know. Just try it. Tell me what you reckon.
All right, let's go.
Is it a beer?
It's definitely a beer. It's not bad. It's just a bit... No, it's fine. It's good. Right, if that's your first brew and it's good. It's just that after, what's that at the end? See, there's usually when there's...
That's fermentation.
That thing at the end, yeah, that little taste at the end, or that blandness at the end.
I feel like that's a lot stronger than it's supposed to be.
So this is just supposed to be a Cooper's Pale?
Yes.
That's not bad, man.
I can drink that. I can drink that.
Mate, come on. Now, what can't you drink? Let's be honest. I just saw your esky before, mate. There's IPAs, stouts, homebrew, and I like all of it.
Were you here? No, you weren't. This was a week before my birthday, bro. You didn't come. Oh, you didn't come out after my birthday.
I didn't come out. No, I had a family event to go to because then the text chat after we caught up at Neary, it was just going off, and I was like, all you loose units that ended up back here at your place.
I got a noise complaint that night.
Of course you did. If everyone was out here at the shed, mate, you complain about old mate mowing the lawn every so often. You bring parties back here.
There was like 20 cunts in here, and we were getting fucking loose. No, the next day.
Well, you realise that started, mate. We were watching the UFC over here in Australia, which starts at like 11:30 in the morning at that time.
And that was the night after the M16.
After the M16, the Christmas show, yeah.
And I just remember feeling so flat. And I went from feeling so flat to not.
How good was it though? I remember walking in the front. I walked in the same time as your missus, and that was all, and then next minute, the doors closed. Then Jacob opens it up. Come on in, guys. The setup in that. I was like...
Shout out to Jacob as well for doing that for me. Jacob is...
He's the best.
Shout out to Nuri at Port Noarlunga. He fucking hosted my birthday for me.
And then we had to quickly get rushed out. He's like, guys, I got a business to run here. The opening time is now. Close it up. We'll catch you later.
We're like going out and there's another function and it's like this. It's an elderly like crowd and there's just all of us.
All of us.
Just fucked.
All of us.
And then we came back here and we kicked on so hard, dude. It was fucked. But a couple weeks before that, I don't remember why, me and Chris went out and Reese was there.
Yep.
And like 10 of us ended up back here and we were fucked.
Yeah.
Like proper fucked. And I was dangling my whole body off of that upside down.
I mean, it's structural, but I would not be comfortable holding myself on that bar for too long.
I just had my legs up there and I was dangling and I had my arm like this. And Chris has gotten a bottle of cognac. A whole bottle. And he's gone like this to me, and I thought it was a beer.
Oh, no. And you're like, yes. Oh,
so
no.
I've gulleted it. So at this point, I'm hell drunk, so I can't taste much. So I've gulleted this whole bottle
of cognac. And you think it's beer, and the man can scull a beer, as we know.
And I'd smashed this whole bottle in maybe 4 seconds, 3 seconds. And Chris is like this.
Oh no, he's done it. He's done it. Oh.
He's like, I didn't mean. I didn't know
I didn't
that.
think you'd go.
I was just trying to give you a shot. And I was like, was that not a beer?
Oh my God. Oh my God. How did you feel in the next hour?
No, because that night I did fucking 2 or 3 mushroom caps.
Oh.
So, and
talk about being dizzy.
As soon as I got off, everything kicked in. And I ripped my fucking door off the hinge by accident.
Yeah, seems like something you'd do when you've sculled a bottle of cognac at the end of the night.
I just remember sitting down and I was looking at the wall, and I was like, "This is really bad."
I just hate the feeling when you're that drunk and you sit down and then it starts to shuffle by you and you're just like, I'm sitting still and it feels like I'm on a roundabout.
The mushrooms are kicking in.
Oh, so everything's bright.
And then I just remember Reese sitting there. And I was just focusing all of my energy on Reese just so I could grip onto reality.
Something to hold to. You need that one thing to hold to.
I was just looking at him like this.
And then he's looking like, what's wrong?
And he's like this. You a good man? I was like, no.
When they're not in your headspace, you're like, you good? I wish I could. There's many ways I could say no, but...
I had to turn the music off and just sit there for 10 minutes and just be like, okay, we're back.
That's what's funny. Then think of the psychedelics and the old McKenna quote is like, oh yeah, the best way to do it, sit in silent darkness till you realise, but he's not. A bottle of cognac in and probably about 12 beers. That would make you so dizzy. Oh, awful.
I do fucking never again, eh?
Nah, not when you're doing stuff like that.
Never again. Fucking.
I like just sitting on the beer. We were talking about it yesterday, like getting on the sesh and, you know, love it when it's just beers because you understand your tolerance at this stage.
With beers, I know I can drink 30 beers.
Exactly right. You know your tolerance, you know your staying power. If you don't, but you scull and I can't scull beer. That's what made me think.
I'm a quick drinker.
Yeah, though. Well, I'm not barely a marathoner, but I'm a stayer. Just like consistently, I drink at a good pace for probably about 8 to 12 beers. I can stay, just consistently good at it. And where it changes for understanding where your mind's going to go is, if you throw in shots, you start sculling drinks, you start mixing too many kinds of drinks.
That's when I like to, but that's the drunk. That's the drunk I want to be.
I can't. I had moments where I was like, no, I don't need to be that drunk anymore.
It's like the difference between...
It's going blackout drunk.
Not that I would know, but it's like the difference between... smoking marijuana and taking ecstasy. Like, that's a
bit of a difference.
No, I know if I drink 12 beers to 16 beers, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as if you add like 6 shots, and like a vodka Red Bull, and then it takes it to like an ecstasy drunk.
Yeah. Well, that's where you used to do it. Why you could do it as a young person as well, because you'd go. I remember doing it. You do shots before you go out, and then you're going out and it's 2-for-1 vodka lemonades or vodka raspberries. And then that's why you start smashing that. And then if you go onto the beers,
young people cannot drink with me.
No, they
can't.
It's just not a good idea to try and hang with some of the veterans.
It's just that young people can't drink with me. I've drunk with them heaps of times, and it's just always a letdown.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like the old guy. I'm like an old guy in a movie. It's like, what are you doing?
We call you the general of drinking. You know, you just can't keep up at the end of the day.
It's not. It's because I think I get so drunk to the point I'll black out sometimes.
Yeah, but you're still functional. That's the hilarious
That's
bit.
the thing. My body just knows how to fucking keep going.
That's what's scary. Your body, how well your body can navigate blackout until people bring it up the next day, and you're just like, yeah, I don't remember doing that.
I don't remember shit ever, but I have a terrible memory. I have a terrible memory in general.
That's why I think maybe doing too much of that is probably not helping the situation either. But it's just it's so much fun.
I think I got like heaps bad CTE from when I'm younger.
How many times did you fall on your head?
No, I used to like fucking do backflips off buildings and shit and spike myself on the head.
Yeah, well,
I used to think I could do parkour.
Parkour. Oh man! Oh, and hit your head on cement.
Yeah, like I used to bang my fucking head off cement and shit. But look, and be like, oh, that's fine. But now it catches up with me.
Yeah. Oh well, no free lunches when it comes to brain trauma, mate.
If I go sparring now and if I get cracked really good, it fucking sucks the next day for me.
Well, you said, and that's what I mean. Rogan talks about that's what, in 21 when he was getting headaches because he was doing so much fighting and copping hits to the head where you've got headaches for days, like strong headaches for days.
I don't get headaches, but I definitely notice that I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
Like the next day.
You feel cloudy. That's the thing when you have that constant brain fog. I mean, it's a consequence of it. One of the scariest things I just made me think of when I was skateboarding in my early teens and going to the skate park, probably one of the scariest ones I ever saw was a kid that didn't drop in properly, came off the board from the top drop-in ramp, flew off the top of the board, went head first in the ground, started bleeding out of his ears.
See, skateboarding's a crazy one because
if you don't wear helmets and you're getting that kind of air on concrete,
but there's no good injury from it.
No, it's not.
In MMA and shit, you can get a sore leg because you get chopped too many times.
Maybe that, but broken legs, man. What about the fractures that you had when you're talking Conor and Anderson?
MMA and stuff, shit, but skaters are losing a fight to the ground every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Losing to gravity. Well, they're always trying to fight against gravity. That's, oh man, but yeah, it's so unforgiving on concrete.
I've always been really, really, really deeply obsessed with watching skateboarders.
I used to love it, man. The old Tony Hawk game back in the day, but when I was never good at skating. The thing was I could never do flip tricks. I
can't do an ollie.
I could ollie and I could sometimes pop shove it, which is just 180 the board. But man, I used to go and skate with people, and you're talking, they're kick flipping over the ramp, and I'm like, I could. I couldn't do it on the ground.
In primary school, all my friends were into skating and shit, and I really wasn't. But they were good at it.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends were really good at it. Like kick flipping shit at a really young age. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was at Jacob's still skateboards, but he doesn't skate. He does.
He does longboarding.
He does longboarding.
Yeah,
but
he likes to cruise with it
to the point. He likes going downhill.
He flies. Yeah, he goes real fast.
Fucking go down hills, dude, and he'll fucking just fear.
Yeah, fuck that.
And
until you come off.
When we were heaps younger, Jake was like, "Oh, you can do an ollie," and I was like, "Dude, I can fucking ollie. I know how to ollie. I skate all the time." I was lying. I was a young kid.
Of course you were.
And we were at fucking his house. He used to have he used to have an acreage in Ranella.
Yeah, nice.
Behind Junk Food Corner.
Yeah.
Behind Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, right.
It was an old winery, I believe. Very nice house.
It's all houses now.
It was 2 acres. No, it's still there.
Is it?
I think. Oh no, not 2. It was probably just over 1 acre.
Something that size, right in that area. Sure, he got subdivided at this stage.
I believe a famous golfer bought it when they sold it. Anyway, we were there, and he's like, rock and skate, and I was like, oh yeah, fine. And I literally got on the board and fell off.
Oh yeah. The best I ever saw was when I was skating, cruising around. I went to work with my dad, and out the front he had the park and the just smooth concrete parking lot, and so we were just skating around there when there's no cars in there, and so he comes out when the shop's dead quiet. So me and my brother are out there. Goes, oh yeah, this would be a good idea. My dad's a little overweight at the time. And then put 1 foot on the board, boom,
off.
Oh, straight. And me and my brother just laughed our asses off because it's exactly what you'd think. You're like, it's all fun and games. I stand on a skateboard now. I'm like, how did I ever do this?
Have you ever heard of Nigel Houston?
Nigel Houston?
Nigel
Houston. No. What's Nigel?
Sorry if I'm butchering your name, Nigel.
What is he? Is he
this
a skateboarder?
This guy, from my understanding and my watching, this guy is the GOAT.
The GOAT of street skating.
Of skateboarding. He is the GOAT.
Well, there's a big difference between going out on the streets and filming this guy and jumping down 20 sets bloody steps. And then what they do to go in the X Games and stuff like that.
This bloke, I believe, is the GOAT.
That Nike down there. Sponsored by Nike. There you go. man.
He's bowling as well, by the way. Absolutely bowling.
Well, it would be, yeah. Mate, when you're the best in the world at anything, hopefully you get compensated.
He's pretty marketable though too.
Oh, great shirt, bit of tie-dye. Oh, of course, yeah. Such big right. Oh,
but like effortlessly,
yeah, he
like
does
just so effort. And he's a prodigy.
Yeah.
He started when he was like 4.
Yeah.
He's like arrow. He's like 30. He's like 30.
But doing it from that early age. Yeah.
But this bloke is known as like the best.
Woo! That's some Tony Hawk shit. That's like video game stuff. Hold a manual.
But he just keeps going, like keeps the same line.
Yeah. Oh, was that a cook grind?
I don't know what the fuck any.
Well, there's a Smith and a crook. Oh man, I still that was one on the front.
I can
think
respect.
the Smith grind is on the back truck.
So this is him when he was. This is when he first started.
There you go, sponsored by Nike. Go on, alright.
This bloke. This is.
Oh,
him.
there he is, young kid. Big dreads.
Dude, but like, I don't know if his dad was a skater. I'm not a skate law like enthusiast. I don't know about it.
No. I remember a bit from back in the day, but still from mostly Tony Hawk, Rune Glissberg with the Christ Air, he'd hold the board out.
It's the same as MMA. So like, such a niche sport. Not the same, but like skating's
probably bigger than bloody MMA.
But not regarded as a sport. Like, it was built on anti-establishment fucking kind of ideals.
Or the music Black Flag, mate. Or skateboarders.
It wasn't on TV, so you had to buy the magazines. It's very similar, or the DVDs or the videos. Very similar to MMA. But now all of these kids have parents that have reached high levels of it.
Yeah.
And it just goes generationally like MMA.
Yeah.
So MMA fighters now are MMA fighters.
Yeah.
Rory McDonald was one of the first.
Yeah. He was one with mixed martial arts. He didn't come in with one discipline.
He wasn't a street brawler.
Not a street brawler. Didn't come in with a pedigree from another combat sport.
Taekwondo fighter that crossed over.
Yep.
We're seeing that more with wrestlers now, but that's about... Oh, and obviously Alex Pereira, kickboxers, and Adesanya are fucking, they're specialists.
Yeah, but they don't. But as you've gone through and understanding more now, if you're going to get into a competitive sport like that, you talk about grappling being better first because you don't want head trauma to children as early as possible. And if this is what you want to do,
if I had a kid, the first sport I'd put him in wrestling.
Wrestling. That's what Miles was said as well. He thinks it's the best because we've talked about you like grappling because no head trauma.
It's more just for the life skills that it gives you.
Kids naturally want to wrestle round. They do that, but also what do they naturally do? They're talking about fighting before. When you don't know, they end up on the floor. You end up crashing into each other. Kids always like to learn headlocks.
You just get a grinding ability from wrestling more than anything that you can apply to life.
Well, they say that with the mindset to go in because it's fucking hard.
Well, if Taylor Ford's a perfect example. If she put the amount of energy she puts into wrestling into a podcast, she'd be the biggest podcast in Australia.
That's what they say. If it rolls over,
But her skills would roll over to anything she does.
Yeah, because
if she was committed to it,
showing up to something that difficult every day to see through that and understanding when you first start out you suck. And you're getting dominated by another human being.
Nothing's as physically exhausting as wrestling.
But then you keep going back and you do it again and again and again. And then eventually you're always the nail. And then a few times with the newer people, you're the hammer. And then all of a sudden you keep going. Then you learn a few extra things. Then you learn how to, again, understanding how your body moves through the world. Understanding then what your mind can actually go through because you know physically when you're ready to quit. I always say when I was going out running, there's a thought that... people get tired for the first time, especially if you're starting from scratch and you've never done it. The first time that you start to breathe and you feel like you're hyperventilating, it's like, that's the first step. That's you warming up. That's your body going, now you got to get into it.
It's actually pretty nice.
It's actually not bad. You've gone through.
Yeah.
I'm not probably your first homebrew, mate. It's actually, that's why when you start getting it in,
to drink.
I forgot. I was like, this is not a South Coast pale. This is actually Sav's fucking,
it's nice.
This little pale ale.
I call it sesh juice.
Sesh juice. Oh, yeah, baby. Sponsored.
But yeah, with wrestling, it's like, and you actually saying that, all that I could think about when you were talking about that is not Jordan Burroughs, fucking
he's a good wrestler.
Oh my god, middleweight.
Jordan though.
No, not Jordan.
What middleweight
Captain
in the UFC?
America.
Middleweight in the UFC.
Middleweight.
Oh, Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel is going to have to learn how to be a
Captain
nail.
America, yeah.
Because...
Well, he can't have that... Well, he's happy with that performance. What I mean...
No,
when
what
you're
do you
coaching,
mean?
Where he comes out and he's like, consider I've only been striking for 2 years.
He's a dickhead.
Wow.
He's not a dickhead. He's very good. But if he didn't have the confidence to take down Paul Craig, he's going to have a very fucking tough time in the top 10 of
At the top 10, you're exactly right. Because
Khamzat Chimaev
will eat him. Doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
I would put my fucking life on it and everything I hold dear that Khamzat takes him down.
I know that I like to listen to the Fighter and the Kid podcast, and Sharb put a bet.
You're the only one.
I know. I'm the only one left. I realise now, I listened to it and I'm like, it's an hour long and it's 25 minutes of ads.
It's bad.
Of ad reads.
It's
I'm like,
bad.
hey man.
Schwab's got CT.
Schwab, yeah. But hey man, if Callan released his other podcast, Off Limits, if he released one of those a week, I'd listen to that and just cut out Fighter and the Kid. But he doesn't, and so I still like to listen to Brian. Intake. I need my Callan intake, my Callan intake. I'll take it in. But they had a bet on Khamzat versus Bo Nickel before the Paul Craig fight, and then after they put $5,000 on it when they fight. And he put it on, and Sharb put it on early for Bo Nickel. And then after that fight, he's like, fuck. Because he looked at it and he goes, Khamzat, Habib in this thing, even if they had great jiu-jitsu, those wrestlers don't give a fuck.
And Paul Craig's not a slouch. So
he's very good because he has a great arm.
But you're going to get a very good opponent after him. You're not getting another fucking
You're not going down. Yeah, you're not going down from Paul Craig.
But like Paul Craig's a gatekeeper.
Yeah. But the fact he looked, well, I said that. I remember saying this because that fight was on your birthday card.
Yes.
Because I remember watching with the guys that were around, and then there was a few that didn't really know. And then as soon as it came on, I'm like, this is either going to be a really good grappling match or it's going to be their fucking sloppiest kickboxing fight. And it turned into a sloppy kickboxing fight because he didn't even want to take him down. And Craig obviously isn't going to pull him into guard when he's Bo Nickel's that good and doesn't want to go to the ground.
It's a shit spot, but Craig could have fucking put it on him a little bit more.
That was the thing as well, because I thought if it was staying on the feet, Paul Craig would have a little more dominance on the feet if it stayed on the feet.
I think Paul Craig's good enough though that you have to demolish him to be able to do well in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
Yeah, if you run through the gatekeepers.
You have to run through.
Yeah. That's what gives the hype, and that's what made that one with Bo Nickel so hard. He's got all the backing behind him, but he didn't smash through the gate.
And he obviously can't take being the best at a sport. You have to have a certain mindset, and I don't know how much criticism he can take.
It seems like he takes the criticism well.
He might just be putting it on for the camera. But if he thought that was a good performance, he's lying.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and how much do you think? You're like, well, that's what you say. How much is he putting on performance for the camera?
He's probably eating himself up. He's probably eating himself up.
Matt, if you're like we were just talking about the depth and the talent, or to get so good at wrestling when he was as good as what he was, you're gonna go with the naked objector over the South Coast. Just strength of beer. Just that one's stronger than the South Coast. Just give me a South Coast. That's way stronger. Yeah. Have a few more of the South Coast, mate, and then we'll have a naked. Yeah. No. Give me the Piro Life. Thanks, man.
He like when he's at home in bed, he's probably like, though, I'm a fucking piece of shit.
You know what though? I mean, if he's gone out and the coaches are saying, route to victory, he had an overhand. He had an overhand right. He was using that overhand right to hit to the body because he was so, and he's at what, 6 fights in? 6 or 7 now? So to build yourself up to be comfortable on the feet, good.
Oh.
Nice. Flavoursome?
It's like sweet.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
Not bad.
Easy to drink.
Yeah, not bad. Bit of passion fruit or something after that. But yeah, he's early, but he's just got so much hype behind him with the accolades of wrestling to go back to the mindset. It's just weird to come into MMA. We're just talking about the mindset of a wrestler, to excel at that and be as good as what he was. There's a mental fortitude because, I mean, I remember when Cormier, when he was just went down to 205 and they brought in an old wrestling when they'd wrestle together, and this guy was working at Starbucks at the time. He got pulled in the UFC because he spoke about the training mats in the wrestling camps with Cormier and how he broke him and made him cry. And I can't remember his name. And then Cormier came out, and I think it was his first fight at light heavyweight. And then one of the bigger fights obviously fell through late. So they had to get this late replacement. And this guy was just willing to talk shit about when he used to wrestle with Cormier. And he's like, I broke you. And Cormier was like, that's the training room, dude. When you're training for the comp and you got to go Shark Tank rounds again and again and again, no stopping, no rounds off, again and again and again. The point is to lose, but to not give up on yourself.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about with the wrestling mindset, to then translate that into anything that you do in life. It's the no quit. It's even when you don't want to, you don't think you have an ounce of energy left in your body, but you're forced to go back out again and again and again.
When you're fucking Shark Tank, for anyone who doesn't know, like when a fighter's going to a fight camp,
rounds on rounds.
It's like, but every next round is a fresh fighter.
Yep.
So you'll be like 6 rounds deep, you'll be fucked.
And a fresh guy comes in.
Bouncing around in front of you.
Yep.
Which is so upsetting.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've not done too many Shark Tanks because I don't compete that much, obviously.
It's what fighting Marab would be like.
Oh my God. Just,
He's not, like,
no stop, no quit.
It's like, just imagine being 20 minutes into a fight.
And Marab's still there, just bouncing around in front of you. Just on your legs, giving you kisses on the back of the neck like he did to Sean O'Malley.
He's funny as fuck, man.
He's hilarious. Well, you were saying about his content before.
He's very funny.
All this stuff, he head trauma. But, so we can talk about that now. So, the January card. Marab demanded a fight. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Marab. And you've got Islam versus Arman Sarukian.
You will see us on the Fight Companion. We're doing a Fight Companion for that, me and the boys.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We're doing a Fight Companion.
That's a big card.
We were supposed to do the last card of the year, but I decided we'll do the first card of the year.
Sav was getting a little smashed. We were supposed to do this a little while ago here. The work, unfortunately, work commitments take over, and he just texts me. He's like, we'll do it. He goes, I'm getting smashed at work, man. We'll put it off.
I'm still fucking tired from it.
Yeah, it's fair. Retail work or customer service work, man, around Christmas sucks.
So I started on, when was Christmas Eve? A Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
I started work on Monday at 10 p.m. and I left work on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
I was there for 24 hours almost.
Almost, yeah. Because you were saying we were going to get here. I've got to wake up early to get all this stuff sorted, so we might be able to find a break in there.
It takes me fucking...
And there was no break, and you're like, nah, man.
It takes me a week. It takes, honestly, from that day now that I'm older, it takes me almost like 4 to 5 days to recover from that.
Recover from hard working days with men. We'll go out and drink 20 beers and be fine the next day.
That's the thing. It's because Christmas for like my family is such a big booze fest.
Yeah.
I don't even write that off I get worse that day. So I'm already not... Because whenever you work for that long, you get home, you can't sleep.
No.
Like, you're wired. So fucking wired, but you're tired, but you can't sleep.
Tired but wired, yeah. It's a fucking weird feeling.
And then I remember walking in on Boxing Day, and I was like, I'm fucking going home, mate. I'm fucking going home. I'm not telling anyone I'm going home.
Disappearing.
I'm not messaging anyone. I'm literally going home. I know Squid Game's out.
Yeah.
I knew Squid Game was coming out. I knew the Mr. Beast episode was out. I just fucking was excited.
Excited to not be around people and I just fucking relax
went home, fucking chilled. I'm still tired from it though, but watch fucking all of Squid Game.
Yeah,
season 2.
The new season. But all right, so we'll get into that after. But we'll go back. We'll talk about the upcoming fight card that you're doing the fight companion for.
Can we get it up though?
Pull it up because the main card's also those two. Oh shit! What are we at?
12.
312.
312.
312. I think.
No.
Or is it 311? It must be 311.
I reckon it's 312 because 311 was Pereira, wasn't it?
About to find out. No, there you go.
Correct.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So Yuri Prochazka, Jamal Hill. Oh, see, that's why the first card back for the 2025. Absolute banger.
No, this is a fucking insane card.
Massive.
So yeah, because Marab was demanding it. Arman Sarukian. Yeah, baby. I'm going to go...
Makachev.
I'm going to go Sarukian.
Woo!
Yeah, I really am.
What's he going to bring into this fight that he couldn't do with their last absolute... When they first fought, Arman's like 24, first fight in UFC.
Nothing obvious. Nothing obvious.
You think just the wrestling exchanges?
Just on thought. I've seen not so many chinks, but I've seen chinks in Islam's armor.
Okay.
And I do feel like the weight cut is going to fuck him one day because he doesn't make lightweight easy.
Doesn't make it easy. But those boys are always, except for Khabib.
And he gets counter wrestled. He's not Khabib. He gets counter wrestled heaps.
Well, his whole thing is
he gets hit.
Yeah, he gets counter. He gets hit. He stands. He's willing to stand and trade on the feet because he's good.
Better striker.
A lot better striker than Khabib.
You can't compare. Very different.
He said very different.
He's a better fighter.
He's a better MMA fighter.
Khabib was the best specialist the UFC's
ever seen. Oh my God,
seen.
a mauling machine to take you against the fence, their system to get you down.
Just as a money bet.
Wrist ride you. When they start calling moves after you, the Dagestani handcuff, because your ability to...
Freak.
And also the, what do they call? The leg shackles. Because Khabib's ability to triangle the opponent's legs against the fence so that they can't push away. was second to none.
I think this is a perfect example of how good is Islam.
Yep.
Like, how good is he?
Well, the fact that they took it, there's no one left.
Fucking good, man.
Well, if Islam gets through Sarukian...
What he did, what Armin did to Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
And Charles Oliveira is... honestly,
top of the food chain.
He's my top 3.
He's great.
I love to watch him.
The finishing instinct of him as well. Yeah, the finishing instinct of him is wicked.
I think as a money bet, I think Sarukian's worth putting $100 on if you can. If you're not from Adelaide,
yeah, that just goes on and off whether we can or can't gamble on the fight.
This fight, it's another one here. Like, how good's Umar?
How good is
he?
I think. Well, with the wrestling, Merab is the wrestling machine.
But is he going to gas? Is Umar going to gas?
I don't think we've seen him pushed. Like, how long can he wrestle for? Because Merab's going to make you wrestle for the 25 minutes.
Merab's not the best wrestler. Merab's
he's not.
Like
that's why
he's an average wrestler, but he just chains. He just doesn't.
Exactly.
He's not going to get you on the 4th one. He's going to get you on the 7th.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get you on the 7th attempt,
but it goes to who can wrestle longer.
After the 7th attempt, he's going to get you on his 4th, and then he's going to get you on his 3rd, and then he's going to get you every time in the 5th round.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just such a pressure fighter.
Again,
he's weaponized cardio better than anyone I've seen.
Better than anyone? There's been a few that have weaponized cardio over the years. They've been pretty good.
Or Kane, Nick
Diaz back in the day with the boxing pressure.
But in modern day MMA, which is a lot harder, and at a weight division where everyone's cardio's good.
Yeah, bantamweight.
Everyone has good cardio.
Well, because anyone that light, your technique has to be so sharp. Like I said, the lighter the weight classes, that's why they have to actually end up cutting weight. Because it's like, if you're not doing everything like pristine, the margin for error at those low is minute.
All the top 10 in bantamweight can go 5 rounds. All
easy,
of them.
and easy, yeah.
But Merab can go way harder than you.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
pushes a pace.
That's why I think he's weaponized it the best.
Yeah, weaponized pace.
Because back when Nick Diaz was fighting, the top 10, like 7 of them didn't have cardio for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what made it show up when you're one level to another. Yeah.
In Cain Velasquez's era,
heavyweights, man.
No one had cardio.
Heavyweights.
No one had 5-round cardio.
We still watch heavyweight fights, mate. And we're like, the easy adage: if it gets out the first round, it's usually going to be pretty fucking boring.
Speaking of bantamweight,
yeah.
Wait up. Did you see this? Where is it? But
then that third one where you're pulling that up, so you got Yuri versus Jamal Hill. So Jamal can stop tweeting and being annoyed and saying how Pereira wasn't fair, and now he's going to go in against the number 2. It's going to be tough for Prochazka to get another look at.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to get another look. He's going to have to fight all the top contenders and make himself undeniable.
Where did I
What's that?
see
Change
it?
the fucking name with Merab.
Where did I see it? Where is it?
That one there. Change.
Yeah, this one here.
There you go.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Change the fucking name. What does bantamweight mean? Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Jackson Podcast. Shout out. Rampage. Yeah. Oh, with TJ Dillashaw. Dude, TJ was so good back in the day.
This is funny as fuck. Rampage might be.
I got a real question on that.
He's one of the funniest MMA fighters ever. Yeah. Oh, because Merab's on there as well.
Laughing at me. I asked him that's a good question.
It's just like,
no,
you think of the most funniest thing.
Yeah, I can't hear it. You?
No. Bantam is like a baby chick.
Is this what it is?
No, it's not playing through.
I'll play it on my phone so you can hear it.
Why? Because it's Merab being funny?
No. It's just funny because you said bantamweight.
Yeah.
There is he literally released it today.
But be honest, because even, did you watch any of that Mighty Mouse when he went to train with Islam and Habib?
Yeah.
And he goes, so a 125er and Mighty Mouse, he's small, and you're seeing the size differences between him and all the Dagestanis that are there and the weight class that they fight at. And he's like, yeah, I walk around at like 155 now, Mighty Mouse. And he fought at 125 and he's still fit as fuck.
Yeah, because he's fucking thick.
Yeah,
he's looking good. Here, wait, listen to this.
What's this bantamweight mean? What does it mean?
Bantamweight.
That's Rampage.
See, why are you laughing at me? I asked him that's a good question.
It's just like, you think of the most funniest thing. I think a bantam is like a baby chick.
Is this what it is?
I think so.
So y'all weigh the same as a baby
What
chick?
does a bantamweight mean? Can you just Google it?
Damn, y'all some little bitty motherfuckers.
Y'all some big motherfuckers.
It means small chicken.
I think chicken, but The man chicken, I think.
Man chicken.
Small cock. Oh my God. Change the fucking name. MMA, change the fucking name.
That's good. Oh, ref.
But that's what banter means.
Banter
It means
smoked baby chicken. Oh my God. And then he's like rooster. Small cock. Change the name. Oh,
Do you listen to Jackson?
No, not much. No, I see they get great guests on. I obviously know of it.
Honestly,
I watch reels of it sometimes, but
you're doing yourself such a disservice.
yeah, as an MMA fan, yeah.
Jackson's honestly, I'd have to say it's the best podcast in the world right now.
I think the few that I listen
Bear
to
as well isn't even a good host. He just gets
well,
him
he
and
gets
Rampage.
all the guests because he owns Jackson, right? He owns the jewelry that then
He
sponsors
owns Jackson,
other people.
but I also believe he made a lot of money. He made most of his money, I think he was a professional paintball player, but then he opened up a bunch of paintball venues.
Yeah, right.
I think that's
So
how
he made
made
a chain, yeah.
He made a chain, but
Good
him
on him.
himself is the worst part of the podcast.
Yeah, but how funny that he put it all together. He's the backing behind it. He wants to be on. He wants to be the face.
He's done
it smart because now he's got Rampage as the fucking constant host.
And then TJ's always on. Brian Sheckler's always on. It's very cool what he's done because they
get top level MMA fighters.
He just eggs the conversation on.
Yeah.
He's very different kind of podcast format. It's not him at the forefront.
But that's why, because if they get MMA out, he loves it that much. He just wants to be the facilitator to let and hear the stories and the mindset and the content of someone that's still in it, that legend of Rampage, who, like you said, might be one of the funniest MMA fighters of all time. People would have said Rogan probably said it to him as well. The Rampage, comedically, he should have had a podcast the whole time.
Because him and Ariel back in the day.
They said if you go look at Rampage clips of him with interviewers, he's hilarious.
Him and Ariel would have such a fun podcast together.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what made the interview so good.
I love Ariel.
I used to listen when I was.
I really like him still. I reckon he's
good. He's still one of the best in-depth journalists. He's
He's a pillar for MMA.
Pillar for MMA. Yeah.
He's a pioneer of MMA.
He made the name that he wanted to. He wanted to be known as whatever the sports broadcaster was. He wanted to be the super famous one for MMA.
Well, no, it's not even that. I think he's just such a pillar for MMA because I feel like a big reason why MMA has crossed over into the mainstream is all because of Ariel.
Well, he's he's one of the most professional.
Other than what Dana's done and all that. Yeah. But Ariel's such an integral part of MMA.
Yeah. You remember when Sharb and him had the PF Changs and all that fun stuff?
And then Ariel just fucking dominated him.
There's a clip where he just goes, "What happened to this, Sharb? What happened to this?"
All the receipts.
Oh, mate.
Everything.
And that's why. But then Sharb would always say, he's like, he makes his name on fucking MMA because that's what he used to do. Now he does it into cars, apparently, which I couldn't give a shit about. But when he goes at him and he goes, I'm not like Ariel, I don't do the same kind of thing. It's like, yeah, he's way better at what he's doing. Your kind of thing is somehow you were relevant. You stayed relevant.
Brendan doesn't have good takes on MMA, though.
No, he doesn't have. And that's the thing. He doesn't have good takes on MMA.
He watches Morning Combat and he forms his whole opinion on other people's
his form
opinions.
is Luke Thomas's fucking mind. He goes,
Thomas is good. I like listening to Luke. Luke Thomas is he's very like you if you were a journalist. He's very smart.
Yeah, he gets into.
He's very analytical.
The reason
he's a prick.
He has his takes. I watched one the other day. I end up. You know how we watch all the comedy like Bone Graveyard, Elephant Graveyard about the comedians. I watch those. My algorithm now picked that up about, again, when you can have a channel where you're talking about other people that follow the sport or other people that do this and you're just critiquing them.
It's kind of a cop-out, but I like it.
I know. It's content that that's what I end up watching. I end up watching this take on why do people follow Luke, but when he's got these kind of ideas, he's very good at this, but he's not good at this. How do people take it? And it's it's a 20-minute video and you're like, why am I watching this? But boy, I'm intrigued.
We're
going in the fights. We did the Prohaska Jamal Hill, like we said. Prohaska's going to be hard.
Benil and Moicano.
Money Moicano. I want fucking money.
I just want to put this out there. I hope Prohaska actually murders Jamal Hill. I hope Jamal ceases to breathe after this fight.
Oh, jeez, that's so aggressive.
I fucking hate him.
So aggressive.
I hate him so much.
He's got so many good hot takes.
He's a dickhead.
He's a dickhead.
He's a fucking idiot.
He's a bit of a knob.
We had an argument in the group chat the other day because someone was saying, "Who's the worst MMA champ of all time, skill-wise?"
Could be up there, Jamal Hill. Yeah, he's up there.
Someone said it was a women's one. What's the
Juliana Pena.
Pena? And I said, no. Is everyone forgetting Jamal Hill? And everyone was like, Sharma.
Sharma.
Yeah, Sharma.
Yeah. Well, because he beat the shit out of Glover Teixeira. Beat the shit out of him. Looked good doing it in Brazil when all of a sudden his face is all fucked up and the whole crowd in Brazil leaves as he does his retirement speech. So it was a swan song performance. But it was quick to get there. It was a quick push. He took the opportunity. But yeah, skills-wise, man, he's probably up there with one of the worst skill sets as a champion that we've ever seen.
And I'm saying that from Adelaide, South Australia, if you want to come on the podcast and talk about it.
There you go. Come all the way down, mate. Sav won't fly you out. You make much more money. So bring yourself down here, mate.
Beneil Dariush, as an underdog, which I imagine he will be, I would fucking put money on him.
Yeah.
Beneil's good.
He's good. He's very good. It's again, we're looking at Beneil now going, when salt and pepper, strong.
Moicano's on a stride now, though.
He is. He's found. Yeah, it is.
And I honestly, I don't know if it's like.
I just want Moicano to win just for the post-fight interview.
I don't know if it's correct or not, but if someone's like 2 skill points above you, but you got 5 points of momentum, you're going to beat him.
It cancels out.
Momentum in MMA
is everything.
And moments are everything.
The amount of times that you do, it just made me think of what was it back in the day, watching Brock Lesnar, Frank Mir, and it was looking at it going, I don't see a way that Brock can beat him. He's going to take him down, and jiu-jitsu's wicked. If it stays on the feet and he doesn't take him down, Frank's striking is way better, and then somehow it plays out where he beat the shit out of him. I was like, ah. And so sometimes it happens. You just find the way. You can get to that one spot and you realize that's your spot to dominate.
It's your moment.
Yeah.
And I feel like Moicano, it's his moment at the moment. But skill-wise, I think Beneil's better.
Yes, I would think. Yes, it is. Yeah. Moicano's on a streak. Beneil's had a few. He's had a few knockout losses as well. So that makes it a bit harder.
He does have a chin, though.
Just made me think of, I'm looking at this now, but see, Dan Hooker is, who was he calling out? Because he beat... Because I'm thinking about it. Who's the Polish? Yeah, but who's the Polish guy that Hooker beat in his last fight? Gamrot. Mateus Gamrot.
Yeah.
Who was Gamrot's wicked. And then they had a really close fight. Now Hooker's asking, I think he was... Well, no, he wants Chandler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, calling for Michael Chandler.
I reckon he beats the shit out of Chandler.
That would... Hooker versus Chandler.
Tattooed Hooker.
Tattooed Hooker. It's a new streak. Get back in.
Holland and Ritter. I'd go
Rainier de Ritter, who is the grappler that's come from the 1FC. Really good grappler. Gassed pretty hard. Maybe got a few of the octagon jitters.
Holland's so hard to... I can't even...
Hard to hold.
I couldn't even pretend to fucking bet on this.
This is a pick 'em. Yeah,
because Holland's one of those guys that'll become champ randomly for lols. If he's performing well.
Yeah, for one fight, he'll get the call up to do it.
Yeah.
Originally Big Mouth.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against him because he's got so many good attributes. He can hit hard. He's good off his back. He's a Travis Lutter black belt, as you hear all the time.
Travis Lutter black belt. Fantastic. When he's asking for wrestling advice from Khabib, who's just watching the fights from the stands.
I'm just going to go Ritter, though, because I imagine it'll hit the floor.
I think, you remember, again, I always go back, I look at Kevin Holland, and I just think of Hamzat versus him. Hamzat, yeah.
Terrible.
He ragged on. That scramble was amazing.
He did not want to die. It was like watching an alligator. It was like watching a croc go for a fucking...
He was on him.
Bull.
He was just on him.
He did not want to die.
Nah. But his ability, man, like Hamzat is the same as Islam. Man.
He didn't want to accept the position, which is he eventually copped it, but
the way we said
he did not accept it.
To get your hands locked around the waist and then the ability to follow like he did, like he cartwheeled with a fucking body lock. He cartwheeled over the top of him with it.
Do you see what Whittaker said about Kamzat on Submission Radio?
I think I saw the clip. I can't remember what it was, but I remember him talking about it.
Kamzat, Whittaker said, I don't know how anyone in the top 5 stops him from taking you down.
Because he was talking about the takedown and he goes, I was looking, I knew what was coming. All of a sudden, he's shot from there. He was underneath me and I was like, holy shit.
Because that's the difference between being 100% committed and 98.
Yeah. He was all in. He shoots from so far, but like you said, his shots to get that low. He was underneath and on my knees before I realized.
Yeah, he gets behind your knees.
My God, yeah.
And he gets there in 0.02 seconds.
It's so sharp. He does when he's committed to go,
and you don't know when it's going to come because he might strike with you for a minute.
He strikes for a bit, and if you don't forget that, you look at the Mersharp fight, and he hit it with a cannon of a right hand, because you're thinking he's going to go for your legs because that's how quick. And he's not going to be able to do that with his striking all the time, but thinking that because that's how quick his shot comes. So if you're going to shoot for the legs like that,
I'd say Khamzat's the most terrifying first 7-minute fighter of all time.
Absolutely.
Ever.
We said that in the last part, I remember, before the Whitaker fight. And we're like, first round, you got to survive, which again, people will now bring up what Usman did because he got out of the first round. If you bring up what he did with Gilbert Burns when he decided to really strike, because I think the first time he kind of took him down, Burns nearly armbarred him. And then he was like, oh, well, I probably don't want to mess around with that too much. And it ended up in the striking fight.
Whitaker's a really honest person.
Very honest.
So
self-deprecating. That's what you love about the Aussies, mate. Pretty self-deprecating.
If he's saying that, I don't know.
I don't know what. And he's fought. Think about who Whitaker has fought. And that's what he's saying about Khamzat. I mean, that's, mad respect.
And Khamzat looked like it's scarier because he looks like he's humbled himself a little bit. He wasn't talking any shit.
Well, now he's got a kid, right? That's what he said. He's got the kid.
He's just humbled the line.
It's humbled it up.
And he's fucking...
scary as fuck.
He's fucking gonna...
Well, how quick?
He's gonna be champ.
Well, he just beat Whitaker. So what do you do with him next?
If it's Dricus or if it's...
Well, no,
he wants to go up and fight Pereira now.
But isn't Dricus going to... He's going to fight Strickland again, yeah? That's the next one that's set.
Who's the main guy in Australia? Dricus and Strickland,
yes, Dricus and Strickland in Australia, and then there's the Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez.
If it wasn't a female co-main, I would have gone.
What, mate? It's a fucking
$5,000 weekend.
It's true.
It has to be the right fight.
It's expensive.
It has to be the right fight.
Everything with Suarez, we call it. She's the female Khabib. The wrestling pedigree, and then she got cancer.
It's a very good fight.
It's a massive story. It's a great fight. Suarez has been so dominant. The issue is, can she make it to the fight? Because she has had a run of injuries that has been horrendous.
It's a massive draw for Sydney because Sydney is basically China.
What do they say? The land is the second most expensive city to live in.
It's fucking... I used to live in Sydney. I used to live in Sydney.
First one's Hong Kong, yeah.
And some parts of Sydney might as well be China.
Yeah. Well, you have wherever there's a China.
I love it. The food's delicious.
There's a Chinatown in every city, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they've got a massive population.
But I imagine they factored that in because Sydney has a huge Chinese population. Yeah, huge.
To get Zhang Weili in there,
it'd be a massive draw there.
Yeah, could be.
And that's not a bad fight. It's just
a good fight.
If I want to go
pay the money to go there.
Volk's card, I'll pay $10,000 to go back.
How do you reckon Volk's going to go on the return? Who's he going to get?
Don't talk about it.
No one. Okay.
I want Volk to fight Donald Cerrone and then retire.
To fight Donald Cerrone.
I want him to fight Donald Cerrone twice in one night and then retire.
Fuck's sake.
I don't even want him to have Max. I don't want him to get Max. Max at 155 could be fun though.
Max gone up to 155 after the B.
No, but Max Volk at 155.
Oh, okay.
Could be fun.
Up.
That could be good.
Fun. But then again, so that's the fight. Looking at this card, Islam. What's left for Islam at 155 if he gets past Sarukian?
He's going to go up.
Well, he might not go up. What if Topuria comes up?
Topuria is way too small for
Topuria
the division.
already talks about coming up.
I hope Topuria goes up.
I know, you'd love him to get knocked out, wouldn't you?
Because I don't think he hangs with any of the top 5 in that division.
His striking. Look at what he did to Max.
People in 155 could easily go to 170.
Did you hear... but did you hear how much Topuria weighs in between camps?
He's my height, Tom.
He's 190.
He's my height.
He's thicker than a Snickers.
Yeah, he's my height. he's my height.
Small little... He's
small. He's a small little petite man.
They're built like cannons, mate.
He's a petite little man. All right, wait.
He's small. He's a small guy.
Wait. What's the 145 rankings? 155, sorry.
155, yeah, sure. 155. Because it's always the established guys that hang around at 155.
Just give me a yes or a no of if you'd bet on Topuria.
Against any of these people in the top, there it is. No, that's the champs.
Here you go.
Man, that's pound for pound.
Oh, that's pound. It's John Jones. Topuria versus John Jones.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. An execution.
Wait, one.
Yeah, because that's pound for pound.
UFC
Rankings, all right.
Should be there.
The one before, but you got to... So bantamweight, you got to go down because that's pound for pound. There it is. All right. Sarukian, who's getting the next shot. Oliveira, who he's already beat.
Gaethje. Here you go. Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. How does that go?
Topuria versus Makhachev?
Yes.
I think... Yeah. Well, I think striking-wise... Topuria is hangs with him on the feet.
It'd be like a fly hitting.
Nah, it wouldn't be like that. But I think if he got grappled, like he's got really good jiu-jitsu front headlock series. I'm talking about Topuria, but that ain't going to work against Makhachev. No. So if Makhachev gets his game, can corral him against the fence and take him down, then yeah, Makhachev will just have his way with him.
Topuria Arman.
Oh, that's a good fight.
That's a very good fight.
That's a very good
I reckon
fight.
Arman smashes him.
I want to see that fight. I want to see that almost more
You
than
reckon
fucking
Topuria
Makhachev.
does well against them?
I think he holds his own against him, yeah.
He's a small little man, Tom.
Nah, he's good. He's fucking good, man.
There's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah, but when you start going down, and the only thing you remember, he fought at 155 when he got into the UFC against Jai Herbert and he got head kicked. But he survived it and he got back. I think he beats Gaethje.
So he almost gets knocked out by Jai Herbert.
Yeah.
What happens when Justin Gaethje kicks him in the head?
That was fucking 3 years ago, mate. He's knocked out Holloway and knocked out Volkanovski.
He vaulted
in between that time.
He vaulted diminished Volk.
Well, that is possible. I will give you that.
The max one I'll give him.
He was very good against Max.
The max one I'll give him, but he fought a diminished Volk.
Yes, I can agree with you on that. But
Justin Gaethje and him is a banger.
Everyone, bangers fights. Him versus Dustin Poirier, banger fight. But everyone below there, I think everyone below Justin Gaethje, so from 3 all the way down, I think Topuria beats all of them. So Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, Mateus Gamrot, Benil Dariush, and Hanato Mani Moicano.
So do you know what you do? Do you know what you do?
What do you do?
Do you know what you do?
What do you do?
You give
him Oliveira.
Give him Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, Du Bronx.
You give him Du Bronx.
But if he's the champ,
for the number one contender.
Yeah. It's true, because Charles will always, the way he fights, against either Sarukian or Makhachev.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I just got goosebumps.
I don't know if he should take it, because stylistically that's such a fun fight.
That's like
Topuria versus Oliveira.
Because they're both guns, but they're
on
both the feet.
And they're both finishers.
I think Charles demolishes him.
Really? I would love to see that, though. Oh, that's probably the best fight, right? That's probably the most attractive fight in the top from Topuria to come up.
When Justin Gaethje says that cunt hits,
I got electricity through my mouth.
I got electricity.
Yeah.
And you can, I don't know, he's got the same build as Pereira. He's very wide.
See, yeah, but when Oliveira's come up now, he's back. Like, the way he's built,
he's massive.
He's a perfect looking fighting machine.
All right, well,
and his skill set is strong.
My boy Johnny Walker fighting for a loss.
Bogdan Guskov.
Yeah, he's lost. Anyway.
He's a very bold man. Where's he come from? Because I reckon they say that, that's the Anthony Smith knockoff.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's Anthony Smith.
At light heavyweight, there's these fighters go versus Anthony Smith, then you won't know who's who. You really have to look at the colour of the shorts.
Got Peyton Talbot.
Versus Hani Barcelos, who's a bit older now, but his skill set is very good. But Talbot will beat the shit out of him on the feet.
Is he the first openly gay UFC fighter?
Peyton Talbot.
Is he gay?
I don't think he's open about it, mate. If you think that, then you think that. He wears the questionable attire and speaks about it much like Izzy does, but Izzy ain't gay, so...
Interesting.
I don't think he's out.
Well, I'm going to go Peyton because he's probably one of the hottest prospects I've ever seen.
Again, you want to talk about streaks. Peyton Talbot and getting a backing and the fact he's got terrible tattoos, but he's a young kid and he's on the trot. Sergey Spivak, the polar bear, who we say...
Almeida.
Jailton, mate. Yavon.
Huh? Almeida?
It's Jailton.
No. I was talking about his last name.
Almeida?
Jailton Almeida.
Yeah. What did you say before that?
Almeida.
Oh, okay. Jailton Almeida's very good, and Spivak's good on the ground, but I think Almeida's better.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd go Jailton over that, even though you lost me like $2,000 last time you fought.
Oh, that'll hurt.
Wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was stomping the fuck out of...
Yeah, who did he fight in his last fight? Didn't he gas, or did he get...
Who
did he fight in his last fight?
Who was he fighting? He really dicked me.
Yeah, did he gas? Who did he...
There we go.
Malhadrinho. There it is. Romanov. He beat Curtis Blades. He beat...
Wait, who's his brother?
No, Blades beat him. There you go.
Yeah, Curtis Blades.
Curtis Blades beat him.
Curtis fucking Blades.
That's right. Curtis Blades beat him.
He was pumping him the first round.
He knocked him out.
And then Blades knocked him out.
Blades knocked him out,
But he was fucking him up.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Blades is a tough one, man. It's like he gets to a sniff of the title shot and then loses.
He's going to be a PFL champ one day, if there still is a PFL.
If there's still a PFL at that time, yeah, if they can keep it together.
It's funny as how Francis Ngannou fights for fighter pay, goes to a promotion, gets paid too much money,
but they can't put on other
all
fights.
the money from everyone.
All the other fights, like, they can't fight. And it's like, because they don't have the money to pay him. It's like,
Poor
fuck.
Patricio Pitbull and shit can't get fights because Francis Ngannou has
the
taken
payroll.
all of the money. We're going to fight for fighter pay. Just fucks like 2,000 fighters out of a job. But I'm so excited because I hope AJ McGee and Pitbull come over. They're the only two fighters I want to come over. And who's the light heavyweight champ?
Oh, fuck. Who is the light heavyweight champ?
The Russian.
Oh, but who's the one in the... Isn't one of the Nurmagomedovs in the fucking PFL as well?
Is it the
cousin?
Usman Nurmagomedov.
That's right. Bring him over.
You bring him over, bring AJ McKee,
Yep.
bring fucking Patricio and his brother.
You will, mate. You sign the ones that have the best potential. I mean, that's why they were stoked to get Chandler over from Bellator when it happened. He's put on good fights. He hasn't had the best results in the UFC. But when you come in, you fight the top of the food chain.
Who is the
Russian
light heavyweight?
I can't remember, man.
He's undefeated, yeah?
I don't watch enough of the...
Imavov's in the
Imavov's at the UFC. Isn't Imavov going to fight...
Askarov? No.
No, he's light, man. He's like 125, 135. What was the... Oh, yeah. Isn't Imavov the... Isn't he going to fight Adesanya?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that's in Saudi Arabia, yeah? The fight night that's in Saudi Arabia?
Nemkov.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Nemkov's a fucking animal, man.
Yep.
Nemkov's an animal.
Well, there you go, mate. So you purchase a whole company and a roster, and you want to essentially bring over the champions and the number one
and then
contenders,
feed them to the world.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Volkanovski and Pitbull used to have a back and forth.
They could have had a good one. Yeah,
They would have a good one now.
They could. I've just said going back. I'm very interested to see who Volkanovski gets on the return and how he looks.
Yeah, I don't know who you give him. I'm just fucking... It just upsets me
Well,
thinking about it. I just need him to retire on a win. That's all I want.
Yeah, but I think, again, you were saying compromise to come in. Thanks, man. Compromise to come in on that last fight. He's still... The skill set's there. I don't think he's diminished too much. He just... Yeah, he took the knockout loss and then he did a very quick turnaround.
He made a poor judgment
It was a poor judgment call. But I think, skill set-wise, I think he's still there. I think he still beats so many of the top 10. Like, look at how dominant Volkanovski was in 145.
It's actually a very scary year for me because I'm getting a few UFC fighters tattooed on me, so...
Yeah. Which ones?
Pereira.
Yes, you did tell me about
Getting
that.
the Shama. And I got the funniest Volkanovski picture of all time.
Which one? Me, where I'm still in his
So
sandwich?
you know how half these... I'm doing a cartoony kind of sleeve?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it on the camera, but I'll show you off camera and just give me
the reaction. All right. You said cartoony, but not. Oh, bless me. Randy Bowles.
Wait.
Randy
Volkanovski. Where is it? There.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, with the South Park? Are you actually going to get that tattooed on you?
I'm going to get it here.
Oh! That got made when he accepted the late call up to fight Makachev, wasn't it?
Because he
That's when that
does.
come
He's
out.
biggest balls in the UFC.
Oh, mate. Yeah. No, just no fucks given that.
Maybe a
bloke.
bit stupid, but...
not good. Look, hindsight's 2020, right? But, Volkanovski, man, the skill set is still there.
Cedric Dumas is fighting.
Cedric Dumas.
He's good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Looks like he was part
very
of
long
a
and lanky.
gang.
Zachary Reese is that he comes out and finishes everyone really quickly. So, and there you go. There's
Adesanya's
the
a fight night.
Yeah, because it's in
Grant Dawson.
Saudi Arabia, right?
Grant Dawson's on the early prelims.
That's why it's a really good
Diego Ferreira.
for Diego Ferreira.
It's a good fight.
Very good fight. Yeah. They're on the early prelims.
And then you got Adesanya.
Yeah, because it's is it not Ramadi? Ramadi's in fucking
Finn and Pate. This is a fight night.
Yeah, I told you they're put on the big card because it's in Saudi Arabia again. And remember, didn't they dick them around at Saudi Arabia last time because there was late fallouts and they could only put together like they were supposed to do a mega card and it kind of fell through?
I'd be shocked.
Shara Bullet versus Michael Venom Page.
That's a good fight. No one's going to the floor.
Even that, look at that Saidna Megaveda versus Vinicius Oliveira. That Oliveira's the one that did that, not one of the knockouts of the year last year. He did that flying knee. Woo!
Dude.
That's a banger card.
Who would you go?
Man,
Page.
that Sharapova versus Magomedov is fucking...
Would you go Page?
I'm going Magomedov. Sharapova.
He's not going to get in. Like, he knows the takedown threat's not there, so I guess he's probably the favourite, eh?
Yeah, they're going to stay striking. But who was
It's going to be a boring fight.
It could be. Well, remember Venom Page, and he fought bloody Ian Gary, and then Ian Gary decided to wrestle him because he didn't want to strike with him. Magomedov ain't doing that. He's going to... he'll stand there, try and hit him with another double spin and back fist, but whether or not you can get...
Craziest knockout I've ever seen.
Whether or not you can get close to him is going to be the story.
But we were talking before about how I was at home and I watched all the Squid Game.
Yes, all right.
Are you a Squid Game fan?
I did watch the first season. It was a very good show. I was into it.
So I've gone home. I'm fucking so tired. Put it on, watch it, and I was like, They didn't really they really fucking threw you in the deep end. Like, they didn't really tell you who the new characters were.
Okay, yeah.
And they threw you in there.
Yep. And then you're
And I
playing
didn't know what was
guesswork.
going on. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll know in the next episode.
Didn't help.
Watch the second episode first.
You watched the second episode first?
By accident.
That's why you fucking missed it. Oh my God, you dickhead.
I was like, wow, they're really
because were they all
just
released at
throwing
once?
you in here. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's only 7
How did
episodes.
you click on episode 2 instead of episode 1?
I don't know.
Jesus, man.
But because then it's gone, playing episode 3 now, and I'm like, hold on a minute.
Hang on, where was episode 1?
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't, now it makes sense.
So then you went back and watched episode 1. And then did episode 2 make more sense?
It's fucking good, man.
There will be one to watch. I was talking with you before as well that the new Mr. Beast show that's out. Essentially, it's like a Squid Games.
I enjoy it.
It's very good. I did not know. You told me off camera that I had to watch. I didn't know there was almost like the trials to get into the show. We just watched it the other night, saw it was on. I was like, oh, Mr. Beast looks like Squid Games kind of deal.
So, in my opinion, Mr. Beast has ruined YouTube, but only because he's so efficient at breaking the algorithm that his videos are stylized in a certain way, and everyone tries to copy it. If it was just him doing him, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But everyone tries to copy that recipe, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But this cunt's that smart. He released his video on YouTube before it came, like the day it came out.
The day it came out.
So, and at the end of the video, it's like, now you can continue the series on Prime, Amazon Prime.
When we used to like watching, I mean, it's the idea that you're just doing it on YouTube before it went to the TV. But I used to like watching, and I still watch, like the little clips of all your America's Got Talent, Australian Idol. I used to love the tryouts.
Yeah.
Because there was the really good. You're like, oh,
ones.
they're good. And you're like, oh, that person might be good. But then there was the fuck-ups. And you were just like, sometimes watching how people thought they were that good, but they were really not. And you'd be like, what are you doing? And they were so confident that they were good. And you're like, that's so bad.
So if you go on YouTube and you go to the Mr. Beast thing, it's like how he selected the 2,000 people for the show. So
2,000 or 1,000?
Huh?
2,000 or 1,000?
Either. I think it started with 2.
Are you sure? I thought it started with 1,000.
On the YouTube thing.
Oh, okay.
So that 3,000 people tried out.
Because I think on the show they start with 1,000, and then within the first 2 episodes they're down to 500.
It's fucking for $5 million American dollars.
largest prize.
That's
cash prize they've had for a show like that.
That would be like 8.7 million Australian dollars.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
8.8.
And it is massive because, well, Mr. Beast is super rich, right? He's got that money to give.
He's not.
He doesn't.
He gives...
He got good sponsors.
If he earns 100 million in a video, cash, his next video is worth 200 million because he puts everything back. He lives in a normal house.
Oh, right. Interesting. Well, how do they get... I don't watch too much Mr. Beast.
There's a lot of controversy about him at the moment because he... had ex-employees come out and say there's like bad culture, like just cancellation kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so he just wanted to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He was in this group chat, this Discord server with these other X amount of people for like 2 years or 3 years. Mm-hmm. Every day, 18 hours a day, they were on trying to figure out the algorithm. Mm-hmm. Like, what makes the
that's
best?
all they were doing.
What makes the best? This.
Yeah.
How do you get audience retention? So that's why his videos are curated in a certain way.
Yep.
So it's like every 4 seconds something's happening. So you need to keep watching it.
Yep.
That's how his YouTube videos are processed.
Yeah.
They're tailored towards children a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because that's the best audience to retention.
The biggest audience, yeah. And the ones that will then grow up with you the longest time to follow it along.
But the Prime series is more like a bit more adult, and it's fucking tense.
It's tense.
It's really tense.
So those kind of games, we're saying it's a little similar to Squid Games, but in terms of decisions, they're out of your hands. Like, all right, first one you've gotten all this way, you've gotten onto the show. First game is how much money? $500,000 is given out. People that willingly leave the show. We'll give you 500 grand in 15 minutes. How many people are willing to leave? And then you have to divvy up 500 grand for how many people leave immediately before you even do anything. And then one's like, it's not a show that's the ball's out of your court for so many of the different things. Before they get to the challenges where you think you have a go, you got to rely on the people that you don't know. Like the line is first person. How much money can we give you? That when you take that money, you cancel out your whole row. You don't proceed.
That's like actually fucking fancy.
So it's fucking playing off human behavior.
If you don't want, actually, this isn't
spoilers.
This
a little bit.
This isn't a spoiler, but if you don't want any spoilers, don't listen to the next 2 minutes. That end bit of the last episode you watched, where
episode 2.
So there's like, I don't know, say there's 50 people per team, and they choose a captain.
Yep.
And they don't know why.
That's right.
So the captain goes up, and then Mr. Beast says there's going to be a number displayed behind you that's going to keep going up.
Going to keep ratcheting up.
And there's a button in front of you, and there's 4 teams of 50 people.
Big buzzer push, as they've got to do for these game shows.
And the number keeps going up, but as soon as you press the button, you collect the money.
Yep.
Your whole team gets eliminated.
That's correct.
But you don't.
Yep.
This button goes up to 900 grand at the end of the episode.
And people don't push it,
And no one's pushed it yet.
Because
and
the whole thing to be the captain was like, I will not.
What's your number?
My integrity's for that to get all the.
I already know mine.
Yeah?
I know for a fact I would have bailed out at 300,000 Australian.
I thought 500,000.
Because that's my mortgage.
I thought 500.
I know, because then you're pocketing your mortgage.
Yeah.
And the rest is cream.
Yeah.
It's cream.
Yeah,
It's
you can be logical about it. Well, they did the same thing earlier in the show where it was the money kept going up. It was like first number 50 grand, 70 grand, 90 grand, but you eliminate your whole row.
I don't give a fuck about the row.
Yeah,
I just met these people.
But that's the mindset, because then people go, I'm not. Don't press it. Don't press it. Don't press it. And then bang.
I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
It's very well done.
Because those dudes, I don't know if they got told to not. No, they didn't. But like, you have to have some form of integrity to not press the button.
To not press it straight away.
Because that you're also eliminating 33% or 25% of the competition.
Exactly right.
So fuck them off.
Yep. But
get them out.
But all these games is always just to get to the next round, because then the money comes at the end. But this whole show is like, no, there's money all the way through.
But
and
900 grand's a fifth of the money almost.
That's exactly.
Like, just fucking
take
it.
Take 900 grand. You're just like, yeah. If you get to $1 million, fuck it. 1/5 of the whole prize pool, and you're only halfway in the show. You're 2 episodes
can still
in.
win.
And you still, and that's right. It's crazy. Again, human integrity. It's actual, these shows and the Squid Games and all that. And why do we keep watching these shows over and over again? How many different ways? Because it's an interpretation of human behavior. And you look at people that you idolize, because what do they have? They have attributes that you idolize because you want to be out the best version of yourself compared to the worst version of yourself. You got angels and demons, and they're constantly playing in your ear. And then who acts them out, where you're the angel or the demon? Some people have the worst things, and you don't want the sociopaths. You don't want the dark triads in your life. And what do you want? And why do people become saints and sinners? Why do people get held up to such high regard? Why do you look at people that when they're in Nazi Germany, and there was that one guy, and he saved fucking, how many was it? Like 2,000 Jewish children at the time, because he sheltered them, and then they all come in 30 years later. And you hold that guy up to such high regard because it is human integrity.
But
to act out and practice what you preach
is crazy.
Is fucking hard when there's that much money, but something's on the line. That only ever plays out when there's something on the line. People don't give a shit if there's nothing on the line. The way you act.
I'm stepping over a dead body for $1 million.
You're gonna stab him in the back of the neck and.
Oh, mate. Oh, I can't remember his name. Mr. Nice. God, I can't remember his name. He's a massive tech reviewer. I watch him all the time. And he
A tech reviewer.
He does a video with Mr. Beast. Obviously, it was all planned. He does a video.
Cristiano. While you look for that, can we pause for a sec?
Yes.
Pause for a obvious toilet break.
All right. So, sorry.
is.
His name's actually Mr. Who's the Boss. He does
Who's the Boss.
tech reviews. And the day that Mr. Beast thing come out, I think it was the next day, he did a review of all the tech that was involved behind the production.
Okay, yeah. Because it is, they drop it when they drop them off the shoots. They literally drop them where it's like, where are they going?
It was more the camera tech. And like...
What they had, 1,100 cameras
or something? It was
the
logistics.
Yep.
Because every single person has a GoPro. But then they went to the storyboard room. So in real time, they got this massive board and they're building the stories.
Yep.
Like, and when you have to apply for this show, I think you send a minute video. They judge your personality and they got like villain. Hero.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
They got like
by the persona.
They got 50 key players that they're going to focus on to see if any story comes, because they can tell from their personality traits that they could be a good watch.
Could be, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
It's so fun.
It's so well thought out, but if you're not privy to watch all the background stuff on that,
no.
Like how interesting that's the kind of thought process to go into trying to make a successful show.
It's a very good show.
It's great, but like we said, with all those cameras, because remember one of the games, it was like catching the balls that would drop from the ceiling on the two separate teams, and then they kept going with it because they missed it, and then they realized, the people that thought they'd lost,
what a cliffhanger.
They went back and reviewed it, and they went, oh no, one was dropped earlier than that, and then another one was dropped even earlier than that, which missed only because they had all the cameras viewing and they reviewed it all. They realized that the losers thought they were the winners thought they were the losers.
But who the fuck drops a ball?
Yeah, wait. The whole thing is just watch where the ball comes and catch it.
I was looking at,
and there's $5 million on the line.
Next to Zara watching it, and I was like, if any of my mates
drop that ball,
I would go. It's literally just floating down above you.
Wasn't floating. They dropped it pretty quick. Yeah, it wasn't a balloon.
But like, it's not like a footy player's kicking it at you.
No. Nothing like that.
If you drop it on the first go,
there was, because that bloke was early, right?
You're fucked.
That review, that was like early on. That bloke missed it, and he was like, and then because
pretty feminine.
Pretty feminine.
It's pretty feminine.
The fucking cliffhanger was then because then so you're thinking this team's won and lost, and then that bloke goes up and he's like, don't put that out there, because it's like you're being filmed by fucking 1,200 cameras, and he's like, don't put that out there, because obviously he's gone up. You don't know what he said, but the guy's just like, don't put it out there. Stop saying that. It was the bloke that would have been like, I dropped the ball like early, and we've just kept going. They've missed it, and everyone's like, shut up, sit over there, don't say anything,
idiot.
And then they reviewed it, and he goes, that's how we do it. You're being filmed by 1,200 cameras all the time in all these areas, and they review the situation after the fact. And
Squid Game 2 though is very good. But it's been it's got some dirty fingers in it.
What do you mean?
There's a trans storyline.
Oh, of course. The fingers, the trans stories always got
dirty fingers.
They got to rear its head.
It's actually like good though.
Yeah,
but it's
a
like
decent one.
It didn't need to be there, but like they put it in, but it works.
Yeah.
But it was like...
It ties in, be like, yeah, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I looked at the reviews, and a lot of the bad reviews were because of that solely. And I was like, it's not that bad. Like, it suits the show.
It's subtle. But see how it's gone the other way now? It's like, we can always just go back to, we don't care how you live your life, but how it's been thrust so hard into our faces for the last few years.
Nah, woke's done.
And that's what I'm saying now. People have just gone, fuck this.
Retard's back.
Yep. Hey, man, I've always said to you, retard was the word where I was like, to being slow, and you're not going up to an actual mentally handicapped child and calling them that.
Do you know what, though? I tried to rewatch the other day. It was like 3-4 weeks ago. I tried to rewatch Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Not so good. Oh,
it was hard.
He dropped some words.
It was hard. It was like it was funny.
Little turn up. You're like,
it was funny, but I was like, because I was showing it to Zara. She'd never seen it.
Okay.
And I was
and you're thinking it's hilarious, and you're like, even I'm like,
and then I was like, Oh, it's a lot. it's like
Pushing the boundaries. Comedy was always about pushing the boundaries, which is
he uses faggot.
Yeah, the F-bomb. Yeah.
So
regularly.
loosely.
Yeah.
But it's like not like one and funny. It's like
keep going.
one after the other, after the other.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah. But that's what they say. See how it changes with the time. But it was harsh, and now
it's pretty harsh.
It's harsh, yeah.
But it's very funny.
Yeah, it's still funny at the time. Comedians are always, that's what they do. They're trying to push the boundaries of what's deemed acceptable to say out in public. That's what's hilarious when they talk about going to a comedy show and you feel offended. It's like, that's the point. You're supposed to go to a comedy show, and they've talked about, there's an issue now with like everyone talks about punching up. It's like everyone wants to punch up, but that's not necessarily what comedy's about.
Have you seen the Anthony Jeselnik one?
No.
Is it Anthony Jeselnik?
Jeselnik, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. Well, he's good. He's top of the food chain.
I didn't know who it was.
I thought you were going to try.
I know, so did I. I didn't know who.
Right over your laptop.
I didn't know who it was.
You didn't know who he was?
He
was the bloke. I still remember him. When he was on with, because who did he write? Was it not the Mike Tyson one with? Yes. Jeez,
that was terrible.
Because with I feel the Mike Tyson when Amy Schumer like ripped on Mike Tyson. Jeselnik was there, and someone, was it Patrice O'Neill when he was still alive? Rest in peace. Ripped him a new one, just going, we don't even know who the fuck you are, because that was early Jeselnik. But he's good because he's got that.
It doesn't
stop.
That
dry. It's that dry comedy though, and he's very just direct.
This comedy special was like one-liner after one-liner.
Yeah, it's a talent.
There wasn't like a slow build. It was like joke, like very. But
it's a different way to do it.
But it was very funny.
Very funny.
I was like, like some of them, I was like,
we've talked about this, man. Like
it's almost as good. That's the best comedy special I've seen since Beautiful Dogs by Shane Gillis.
Oh, there you go. See, we've spoken about this, man. It's hard we love listening to podcasts and comedian podcasts because they're social. They do what you're doing, man. You just sit around shooting the shit with comedians. That they were trying to show what like a green room's like with very funny people. Yeah. Everyone's just bouncing off, shooting ideas, shooting the shit, blah. It's fun. How many comedy specials do we actually watch where I laugh out loud? Not many. It's hard for me to go to a comedy show and actually like really start laughing hard at things. So when you do find that, because I love to listen to them talk.
Do you
I
think
like the
Bill
banter.
Burr's funny?
Yes.
I see. I'm like you. I struggle to laugh at comedy.
Yes.
But when I went to Tim Dillon live, I was front row center, and he picked on us.
Nice.
And I was like he was so funny. But Tim Dillon to me is what like Theo Von is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon to me is just the funniest person alive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just his humour because he's very educated as well in certain events.
Yeah.
Like he was talking about Israel and Palestine the other day. He's like, they're all a bunch of dogs.
Like, Jesus.
I was like, oh my God.
Oh, say the quiet bit out loud.
But he made it funny and he made it into like a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it right. He didn't just say that. No. But
that's what makes a comedian good, to take to talk about things that are uncomfortable for a lot of people and to put a spin on it and say it in such a way that makes people laugh because they know it's not quote unquote politically correct.
What's that Bill Burr? There's a Bill Burr bit and we watched it, me and Reese, because Reese loves comedy.
Yeah. One of the best before you pull it up, one of the best Bill Burr bits was actually when he went on. You remember American Rosso?
Yes.
Right? They had a radio show for a while, but then they had that TV. They had that little TV, like unplugged or after hours shit. They had Bill Burr on.
Did they?
Yeah. And he did a comedy bit because was it on that one or was it when he did if he came over for the Melbourne Comedy Gala? But no, it was American Rosso. And he talked about it. There's still the bit where he talks about the Titanic movie. And it's like women being like, that was really romantic, don't you think? And he goes, no, it's a fucking horror film. Why? Because all the guys die. You're watching the movie thinking, who would I be when the ship sinks? I'd be that person floating away on the big piece of luggage. I'd be that guy that when the ship breaks in half, he clangs his head off the fucking rudder and falls into the water. It's a fucking horror film.
Bill Burr's comedy is like... Bill Burr's comedy is like elite complaining.
It is. Oh my God, the elite complaining. Yes.
There's a clip of him in black and white Oh,
he's great. And one of his most famous bits, which is actually when he went in Philadelphia, and the crowd was really rough on all the comedians that came up before him. So he went out and roasted the crowd and Philadelphia for like 15 or 20 minutes.
He's very good at stripping you down into a fucking like a tiny.
Just
human.
watch his compilations.
One time she's watching this
here we go.
and now you're gonna like.
No reason to hit a woman,
it?
right? That is the name of the video.
That's the name of the video.
One time
give a
she was
shout out
watching
then
the
to the
show. It was like a poor
anti-feminist.
excuse for the View, and they started
Who
talking about
made the
domestic
video, the
violence.
clip of it?
Right, for the 9 millionth time this
Can't
year.
hear it
they're
again,
talking
mate.
about domestic
Nothing
violence,
comes
just
through
in case
off
you
your
didn't get the
laptop.
memo. You know, evidently, just some people didn't get.
He's figuring out. Got it, but yeah, we're not getting when he pulls things up on the screen. We're not getting the sound coming through.
I got it right here.
Bill Burr's a savage, though. I even watched his. I watched the first season of his cartoon that he made. I think he's got 2 or 3 seasons of it now, where it's about essentially of his childhood. He plays. See the voice of the dad, but he is essentially it's the story where he's the son. It's him growing up in the household, so his dad is what his dad was, and he plays. The kid is who he was, and he's got an older brother. And
It's not okay to slam your wife's head into the cupboard drawers.
Pretty funny.
That's crazy. Why the fuck isn't that?
Yeah, it's not playing through. You're not getting the sound in the headphones when you're playing through the laptop.
It's happened for the last few things. Too.
Because she didn't dry the can
that's why you
opener
play the
off
other
properly.
yeah.
You know? It's gonna fucking rust.
Wait,
right?
that's
still not
why.
there.
No. That's why. I realized I fucked up before. It was on mute.
Basic things like this. Any producers out there that wants to be best friends with the greatest man from Morphettvale, fucking come down and help the man out so we don't hit pause buttons when we're trying to listen to shit.
I don't have too many
Mute
technical
buttons.
difficulties.
How do you
these days.
not know not to do that shit? Do they really have to keep talking
There we
about
go.
I don't have too many technical difficulties these days.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it. That's what you were saying
Pretty
about
good
doing
at it.
vlogs and stuff before. It's like you get the basics and you can do it.
You can get it.
Here we go.
Oh my god!
Oh, don't skip 3 minutes through already.
Nah, fucking. One of my hotkeys is apparently changes.
Changes.
One
the
time she was watching this show. It was like a poor excuse for the View, and they started talking about domestic violence. Right, for the 9 millionth time this year, they're talking about domestic violence, just in case you didn't get the memo. Evidently, just some people didn't get it. It's not okay to slam your wife's head into the cupboard drawers because she didn't dry the can opener off properly. It's gonna fucking rust, right? How do you not know not to do that shit? Do they really have to keep talking about it? It's like wife beaters watching. Oh, fuck! Now I get it. Up
So
to
sharp.
Daisy, sweetheart. Here we go. There you go. Oh.
He's got that voice as well. Fucking classic Bill Burr.
So at the end of the hour, they come to the logical conclusion. They're like, there is no reason to hit a woman. There is no reason to hit a woman. And I was just like, really? I could give you like 17 right off the top of my head. You could wake me from a drunken stupor, I could still give you like 9. Dude, there's plenty of reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it. But to sit there and suggest that there's no reason. Dude, the level of ego behind that statement. What are you, levitating above the rest of us? You're never annoying?
I knew it, yeah.
Women, how many times have you thought about slapping your fucking guy in the head this week? There you go.
Every day.
You didn't do it, right? Oh, dude, it drives me nuts. There's no reason. There's no reason. Really? No reason? How about this? You marry a girl, you fall in love, you buy her a house. You go to work every day paying off the house. You come home one day, she's banging the next door neighbor, hands you divorce papers. You got to move out, sleep on a futon, and still pay for that house that she's going to stay in. No reason. I'm not saying you should do it, but there's plenty of fucking reasons in that arc of a story.
Arc of a story.
No, that's the thing.
Oh, he's sharp.
Really is. That's the thing. I hate that saying there's no reason. Obviously, I'm not saying to hit a woman, but saying there's no reason, I think that's crazy. When you say there's no reason, that kills any sort of examination as to how two people ended up at that place. If you say there's no reason, you cut out the build-up, you're just left with the act. How are you going to solve it if you don't figure it out? Look how awkward it is in here right now. I said you shouldn't hit a woman. I'm just saying, how come you can't ask questions? You can only ask questions about what the guy did. You can never ask about the woman. Why is that? Why is that? What is that? What does answer him right mean? What does that mean? Are you the idiot who got up halfway through the special during the bit and you're like walking around like I'm not fucking taping a special here? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Like that, in the moment, someone says,
He's
what the
very
fuck?
You had to
good.
ignore all of that and now you're gonna like yell out? And not only that, yell something that makes no fucking sense whatsoever?
Sharp on the fly is tough.
Answer him!
He's good.
Every
In a special when it's hard
special
enough.
I do, there's always one.
Yeah.
Always right down the fucking
Comedians.
middle. Talking about hitting women, sweetheart. And I think you just added another reason. Jesus fucking Christ.
The man is so sharp. There's only a few as well because he still does it with. He's been the Monday morning podcast. It just
It's
rants.
just him by himself.
Him ranting. There's Rogan's talked about it. There's few people that can do it. Tim Dillon.
I don't
Bill
even
Burr.
think he does video.
I don't think he
it's
does
audio
either. It's
only.
audio. Yeah, it's just the fucking thumbnail shows up if you want to listen to it with a video, and it's just him ranting off anything. Because man, to have hot takes on the fly, but then also the difference between doing that podcast and how much content he can release, and it's good content because he can just ramble and rant. Like the ability to rant is fucking second to none.
Theo Von, Tim Dillon, fucking
Those
all
guys.
of them.
That's why there's few people that can do it as an individual compared to being like Rogan doesn't. He never does them by himself. He always has to have the guest, and his ability to then talk and navigate a conversation to get the most out of the guest. And then most of the time it goes back to what he enjoys anyway, and not necessarily about what the guest is good at.
Yeah.
Time pulling up videos, but to do then a comedic set on the fly, you're filming, you're taping, you're doing a
special.
bit. And then to do bits on the fly, because we know, you listen to them enough. There's a set that they practice for years sometimes before they release it. So it's like sharpening the material. There's always the unknown factor of what the crowd introduces. So the ability then to rant, the ability to do crowd work compared to just go up there with a set and the ideas of hit these talking points, say these few words at this specific time in this rhythm, get the laughs, follow it. But then that's different.
Oh, it's so different.
From all these other things, and to be good at so many facets of it, where people want to listen to one person talk by themselves, and you're happy to do it.
Shane Gillis to me is the funniest comedian alive.
Yeah, you've
I
said
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
He's so funny. Like Shane Gillis to me is the funniest man that's ever lived.
Shane Gillis,
Shane Gillis.
funniest man that's ever lived.
Shane Gillis.
Big call.
Shane Gillis has bits that like make me cry.
In our work chat, the something about in his last special, and it was, "What do you do with that cheese, Danny?"
Yeah.
These boys were going back and forth and wetting themselves so hard. And I was like, I still haven't seen it. And so but they keep sharing the video. And it's like, okay.
Traveling.
They absolutely love it. Traveling to Australia.
Like this is only 2 minutes of it.
Here we
and
go.
this is like,
Shane Gillis, traveling to Australia.
have you seen it?
No.
Have you not seen
I don't
Beautiful
think so.
Dogs? You've never seen Beautiful Dogs.
No, the stand-up special, no. I haven't watched his special yet. I've still got his podcast on my list after you recommended it, and I still haven't listened to an episode.
Dude.
I know. I'm behind on some things, man. There's only so much time. I told you I've got to switch for
Anytime I go
Christmas
to
now.
another country,
I'm
as soon
lost.
as I get out of the airport and start like driving around, I'm just like, dude, this is your fucking country, dude? Other countries suck. Dude. America's number one. Dude. It's not even close. It's official. I've been to like 3 other countries. It's official. And other countries hate it too. They hate that we're number one. You ever tell them? You ever go to another country and tell them we're number one? Swim up to like a pool bar, just, you know, we're number one. They hate it, dude. They try to bring up bullshit to bring us down. They're like, what about all the mass shootings you guys have all the time? It's like, at least we're not gay. You know? There's really not a good comeback to that, because that's a pretty serious problem. And we're the only country doing that.
Yeah.
We're not making any adjustments. None. What
It's
are we
the
gonna give
waiting.
up
It's
our
the
guns like a
ability
bunch
to
of
pause
fucking
in
gay
between it.
guys?
He's amazing.
The way you say it, it's
Yeah,
the ability
right,
to
dude.
pause in between.
No, we're just gonna have shootings. all the time. Yeah.
Shuckers.
No, Australia's good. I was shitting on Australia. Australia might be number 2. That's a good country, dude. Just a whole country doing nothing. That's what I like about them. They're just down there. 0 exports. Creating nothing, dude.
Meat.
The only export I've seen come out of Australia is just that YouTube video of that guy punching that kangaroo in the face. Yeah. You know that video? That kangaroo holding that dog hostage out in the woods. Owner shows up, squares up with the kangaroo. No hesitation. Kangaroo knew it was a fight, too. Guy just fucking... If you've seen the video, you know how good that impression is. Yeah. Australia gave us that.
Have you? Oh, bro. You've never seen...
I haven't seen the whole thing the whole way through, no.
You've never seen Beautiful Dogs.
I haven't. Is it still on Netflix or?
It's on Netflix.
Anytime I go to another country, as soon as I get out of the airport, start, like, driving around, I'm just like...
That special changed my whole perspective on comedy.
Yeah, because of how he did it?
Like, I've never cried laughing.
That's what we said about. Like, to watch stand-up comedy, I can't think of a time, the history of... We used to record on VHS tapes, mate, when you had to watch it on TV, the Melbourne Comedy Gala, and all the comedians that would come over for the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and then you'd watch it, and it's a 2-hour bit on TV, and we recorded 5 years, and those, in the family, there's comedy bits where we could rant it back and forth, because obviously when you're a kid, you're watching VHS tapes, when you'd pause it on the VHS recording to make sure the ads, so it would flush run through as a clean segment. Those are some of the funniest bits, because it's like almost half nostalgia, where I can listen to it and I could cry laughing off a bit I've heard 1,000 times. A modern comedy special, I can't think of the last time I watched one and was actually uncontrollably laughing.
This is the extended version. This is the extended version.
Yeah.
Australia's the only country doing nothing.
Gave us that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
Australia also gave us Love on the Spectrum.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Love on the Spectrum. Thank you, Australia.
Yep.
Incredible show. Truly an incredible show. How did this show get made?
That guy became...
That's an
just pause it
insane
for a
show.
second.
The only
that guy...
Andrew.
Andrew, right? He's got a show on with all the Aussie...
Andrew's the boy.
He was the best.
I want to get Andrew on the pod.
He was the... Please, Andrew, come on. You are the man.
Australia could have come up with this. Only Australians would be like, all right. You know how autistic people are extremely uncomfortable in social settings? Let's stick a camera in these fucking retards' face and watch the time. No, dude. Don't do that. We're all gonna watch it. Don't do that.
We'll watch it.
Look at him trying to fuck. No, Australia ruled. I only had one negative experience while I was there, and it was I got bullied. I got made fun of publicly by a goth. They still have goths, dude. Full on black trench coat, black eyeliner.
We do.
And he made fun of me.
Seen a few.
I'll give him credit in his defense. The reason he was making fun of me is because I was wearing a bucket hat.
A lot of people wear bucket hats over it.
There were no black people on the island. I was taking fashion chances the whole time.
The sun is strong.
That's the thing about these countries. I was just in England, Scotland, Ireland, Australia. No black people. And I know what you're thinking. No. No, wow. You need black people. You need black people to keep the whites in check. The last thing you want is a whole island of whites that think they're the coolest people on earth. It's a disaster. That's how you end up with Conor McGregor's walking around like, It's like, shut up, dude. The foreign whites are out of control. American whites, we're humble.
Foreign whites.
We know we're not the coolest guys around. It's the foreign whites, dude. There's yeah. Preach, brother. Yeah.
See, there's people out in town all the time.
There's a reason every good NBA player that's white is from another country. The audacity to think you could play in that league, dude. The
audacity.
Arrogance. Every white dude in America saw a black kid dunk in like 8th grade and was just like, oh, all right. There goes that dream. We'll just set picks for the next 4 years.
I had that playing soccer, mate. A few of the Afrikaans came over and was like, oh, I'm not up to that.
It's over.
Not up to that.
White people used to be cool in America.
Oh, this is my favorite bit ever. This is my favorite bit ever.
Long time ago, dude. The height
ago.
of white people being cool was us going, we're like, man.
Oh,
That was as cool as we got. We're like, man, see? Ha ha, man. And then the day
The
white
baseball,
people
wasn't
stopped
it?
being cool
This is my
was Jackie
favorite
Robinson's
bit of all
first
time.
game. You can look it up, dude. You can find it. You can find the radio call from that game online. You can hear the exact moment white people stopped being cool. You can hear the announcers. They still got there like, man. Welcome to Chicago, where the White Sox take on the Brooklyn Dodgers. And we all had cool white nicknames. Like, up at the mound is Old Curly. He's a 47-year-old alcoholic. He's the greatest athlete alive. Runs a 6-second 40-yard dash.
6
Fastest man alive, they say. Then it happened, dude. And Jackie came up to the plate. You can hear the announcers like, meh. Coming up to the plate is a young colored boy from Brooklyn. No way he can hit Curly's pitch. Here comes the pitch. Fuck, home run. All right. That was it, dude. Jackie hit the ball so hard he knocked that voice
home run.
out of all the whites. Not one of us has talked like that since, dude. One swing of the bat, we're like, meh. All right, yeah, that was pretty good. That was good. That was good. It's time for us to focus on computers.
computers.
Anyway, I was in Australia. I was in a bucket hat. I was already self-conscious about the bucket hat. Tried it on in the hotel. Just looked like fucking John Candy. I was with my friend. He's a good friend. I was like, I look like a fucking dumbass, right? He was like, nah, dude, you look cool. Also, who cares? No one's gonna give a fuck. I was like, all right, fine. As soon as we got outside of the hotel, somebody gave a fuck. I got made fun of immediately. It was the goth. The goth. Dude, I didn't even see him coming, dude. He came out of the shadows like they do.
Good raz down here in Australia, though. Not bad. Not
This
bad.
fucking guy, I was standing talking to my friend. He was walking behind us on the sidewalk. He walked behind me, took my hat off my head, put it back down, and patted me on the head. I turned around smiling at him because I thought only a friend could have done this. I was like, dude, this guy kept walking. He didn't even break stride. He goes, nice hat, fatso. Destroyed me for no, I had no comeback. I was just like,
No
yeah,
comeback.
right.
Yeah, right.
I was like that fucking kangaroo. What was that about? That was 6 months ago. I've thought about that guy every day. Every day. I hate him.
So we had good
I hate
raz
that
around
he's a
here to do
goth
that same
from
shit.
Australia.
I want to stay in your mind.
It's like you
He's
can't be
so
that. You can't
funny,
be
man.
a goth from Australia. You sound funny. You can't be. You know what I mean? That guy can't go around like all day. I think about death. It's like,
At least he's close. At least he's closer with the Aussie accent.
I'm
I've heard
actually
some
very
terrible
dark and
Aussie accents.
twisted. No, you're not. You're Australian. You sound funny. Australian accent's one of those accents that's funny every single time. You could be in the middle of a fucking tragedy. If you heard an Australian accent, you'd still be like, you know what I mean? Like if there was like an Australian guy in the office on 9/11, was
Dude.
like, oh fuck, look out! Like,
That is.
oh no, there's another one. Get down.
That's good. That's good. Ah, fuck, get down. Yeah,
But
no.
I don't know why. Just Shane, if you have not watched that whole special,
There you go.
that is probably to me the funniest special of all
Oh,
time.
he's up at top of the food chain right now. Especially if you're running the Rogan circles.
He's good because he's you'd like him because he's a history major.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what you were telling me about. Listen to one of his podcasts because you were telling me about the Native Americans. He's got some real Comanche, Apache.
He's got some
fucking knowledge.
funny fucking bits in his pod.
But yeah, well, he just said, he goes, no black people down here. And my first thought was like, we have the Aboriginals. I mean, they were.
Yeah, but we don't have like we don't have that much in Adelaide, where we live. There's not much diversity. There's not heaps.
Depends on where you go, mate.
We live in a pretty white part of Adelaide. In the south.
In the south where we are.
That's what I mean. In the inner south,
yeah.
It's very it's not very multicultural here.
Well, I always remember when I was in Canada and Toronto, and they talk about, because Australia is known as being very multicultural, and Canada is known as being very multicultural, even though they're going through a shit ton of issues at the moment with the Trudeau government, which is a little bit crazy, but they don't. There's literally the different cultures have their pockets in the city, and then they self-isolate. And so I was like, if you want to go, experience their food, their culture, their things in Toronto, where I was living for a little bit, it was like you'd go, there's the Korea district, there was 2 Italian districts, there was the Chinese district, there was the Portuguese, the Spanish. There was all these different areas that
but
you
there
would,
wasn't,
but it wasn't the blend. And I mean, I think
it wasn't intermingled. It's like when you go to Melbourne, the cultures are all, it's a boiling pot.
Yeah, that's what you say. If you got the melting pot, the melting pot is where everything comes together because it all melds together. All of a sudden, you're all supposed to be this one thing. I will never forget. My nunu said to me once, he's a 98-year-old man now. When
still alive?
Yeah, still alive.
Still kicking.
Yeah, he's still kicking. Yeah,
you got them genes, son.
I know. We lost Nana a few years ago. She was 90. My Oma on the Dutch side, she's 87. My great Nunu was 97. Nunu's 98. So yeah, I got some age in me if you don't fucking take it somehow quicker.
No shit.
Yeah. Somehow it goes on. But he was saying about it was interesting. I'd never heard him use the C-bomb. I never heard him say cunt before.
Your granddad.
My Nunu, you're talking when this would have been 10 years ago, before I went to Canada. I was up at my dad's place, and he was having a real, we were just having a yarn back and forth, and great guy. We didn't have much to vibe on. You talk sports and not much else. Him and Nana always just loved all the grandkids around. They were having a good old time, and as long as everyone was together, that was the beauty of Christmas and things, was the family to all come together, and they loved to see it. We're always way too loud for him. But he was talking about coming to Australia from Italy just after the war, and my Nana told some stories before she passed about having goats in the fields, and the Nazi Germans were coming over, and what it was like to deal with all that. But then coming over and being, this is the new start, so to get culturally acclimatized, it was like, we're leaving, we have this thought, we're coming over here though, because this is the spot to make a life that's not at war. They're at each other's throats like it was with fucking Europe back then. To go, I don't like this aspect of my country. I'm going to move to another country. And so then I want to assimilate, right? This whole thing about cultural assimilation. And the reason why he was talking about that was because at that time there was the big thing about, what do you say, Muslims and Arabs coming over. And that's where he just called them cunts, because he was just like, and I'd never heard him speak that vehemently, just because there was things on the news at that time about bringing their culture and everything. No, Sharia law needs to come down here. And to talk about a guy that emigrated the way he did, but it was all about, we're leaving, and this is what me and my brother have always thought on the same thought. It's like, you're coming here because the point was to leave the trauma of where you're leaving. Don't bring all your past bullshit and with the issues to then come here, and then you're trying to assimilate that into the kind of society that we have. So what mindset do you have to culturally assimilate, to bring to even bring the good aspects or what you're fleeing from? Leave the negative.
It's hard.
And then it's hard, right?
Yeah, but it's hard because you got that. It's not just like one generation of trauma. It's like 40.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
How far it comes from.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's ingrained in you.
It is.
In a lot of these, and there's also good and bad in everyone.
I read something.
We're not talking about every fucking.
No. Of course, that's why it's very broad. And he was only talking about that because it was hot in the moment. That's what it was about.
It's not just like Muslims and everything. It's like even Greek people, Italians. You could just say, because people that are devout, when they are neo something, when you're a neoliberal, you're a neo-Darwinist, you're this, it means you follow this to the T.
and nothing gets away from that mark. And if you cannot diverge and take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, little utilitarianism, a little pragmatism, take a little bit of that, a little bit of that. If you are so hard-nosed and it's only this way or not,
you're fucked.
You're fucked. That doesn't hang around anymore. You have to be a little more fluid.
But it's also like World War II is what did it, because everyone moved here during World War II.
That's what it was. That was the big fleeing movement. Yeah, because you know what, we talked about that. The killing fields in between.
But Australia would be fucked without us. Like without wogs.
Oh yeah.
Australia would be terrible.
But that's when you say
there'd be no flavour here.
If we go back to a melting pot from before, that's what it was. When there's been these mass emigrations because of wars, because of all these things that have happened, then that's even going back to what Nuno was saying. He was like, bring the best aspects. Well, then we got the food. They love the sport. They love the family identity, which is a Western idea that they're trying to kill out, like the family identity.
But you're Nuno lived through fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like my granddad, like people think racism's only white. Like
no, it goes.
It's not even when you're growing up. Say you're a fucking 14-year-old man and World War II's gone.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
granddad lied about his age. So my granddad was in the war when he was like, fuck, he was really young. He was very underage.
They even did that in Gallipoli, the movie. They were like, the whole thing, the start of it, they're going in, they're only like 16 or 17.
Well,
and they want to go conscript.
they all lied about their age because it was the brave thing to do.
They wanted to go fight. The honor aspect.
But they had country pride.
Yes.
Which you're not allowed to have. You're not allowed to have nationalism anymore.
Yeah.
Or else you're a fucking racist.
Yeah, exactly. Nationalism and racism is directly interlinked.
You're not allowed to have nationalism.
That's
I'm
right.
proud to be an Australian. Blah, blah, blah. It was like I had an argument with an Indigenous fella. I was talking about with Shane Cook at the M16 Christmas.
Yep.
I remember once I was talking to this Aboriginal bloke and we were drinking and blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, don't you have white guilt? And I was like, no.
Oh, yeah,
I don't have a fucking an ounce of white guilt. Why would I have it? I'm not like my parents aren't from here.
Yeah. That's what you say. Everyone here we're full fucking immigrants. You're talking we're only 2 generations
but he's
removed.
trying to like trauma. He's like, my trauma's better.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Like my parents, their family were all getting murdered in Turkey in '74. It was fucking 140 years before you.
Yeah.
Like so like it's only like it's still in the same person.
Yeah.
Like it's closer.
Yeah.
So really, if you want to talk about it,
yeah.
I got dicked harder.
Well, because
it wasn't my great granddad. It was my dad.
Isn't that the issue with what they have? Is like, who had it worse?
Yeah, who had it worse?
Who had the trauma worse? Who has the guilt worse? Who has the oppression worse? It's fuck me.
I'm not saying that it's not atrocious. I'm just saying like pick your people.
There has been atrocious acts throughout time and history, and I could tie it in. I'm reading a book at the moment. Darren Osamoglu, he originally wrote with James Robinson, the other author. What is it? The Narrow Corridor: the National Struggle for Liberty is the most recent book. The book before that was Why Nations Fail: The Origins of Power, Poverty, and Prosperity. You want to read some shit about how other people were treated. It makes me think of Jordan Peterson, The Rape of Nanking. If you want to know how one culture, when the Japanese went in and fucked up the Chinese, and then why that was at the time just before, around World War II, when they were Shinto was the religion, and that's when kamikaze bombers were fucking introduced. What people are willing to do, we go back to national pride and why it is a different ideal. And it would go all the way back for someone that, me, Friedrich Nietzsche, when he kind of spoke about the struggle for power. And he was saying the 20th century, because if the death of God, when you take away a higher purpose and a higher power, people have to fill that vacuum. We know that through all beliefs and struggles. It's like, there is nothing in the void. So you have to fill it with something. And so if you lose God, if you lose a higher purpose, you lose transcendence, you put it into a nation state. You'll believe what the people tell you to believe. And all these books then talk about governments and political power that comes in where you live at the end of a barrel of a gun.
Well,
how fucking terrifying that is, but then you believe it because you can't think of anything else.
You're a history lover.
I do enjoy a bit of history.
History is just another word for atrocities.
Yeah.
Because you never hear about what's a piece of history that you've heard about that is about everyone lived happily ever after. No, it's about this place murdered this place.
If you look into
there's no other form of history.
If you look into history, it's just what do we remember?
But what's mostly documented?
Okay, documented is written by the winners, and it's military purpose.
Yeah.
It was who dominated who. And also, you would know this about me as well. It's like But my ideas and what I like, and I was talking about this the other day, it's like legacy, something that lives on past when you're gone. Playing this new game Civilization, right? When you're looking at great writers, great poets, great sculptors, great painters, scientific genius that create technologies that live on, because it's something that the most basic form of legacy that a human can create is to have children.
The original influence.
The original influences was, and that's how you lived on. Everything was the point of was just to put on to the next generation because, as Thomas Hobbes would say, nature is red in tooth and claw. All right, everything in the past was solitary, nasty, brutish, and short. If you went outside the Leviathan, which is a state-run society, and you were left to your own devices, you're not a noble savage, as Jean-Jacques Rousseau would have said in the Enlightenment of the 17th century. He thought everyone had good inside them. But you're talking Thomas Hobbes wrote Leviathan during the English Civil War of the 1600s, and it was when everyone was at each other's throats and murdering each other, and this whole book, The Narrow Corridor, talks about a shackled Leviathan. You literally have to put bounds on how much power was. So the Americans will always praise the fucking Declaration of Independence. They'll praise the Bill of Rights. You know, all these things that were written because you have to have a very fine line to keep people in order with the military power of a government and the money that can go into it. And then how much liberty, freedom, personal choice you give to your society. So the difference between a shackled Leviathan, where you can power that and it creates a successful nation, state-run society. You have an absent one where it doesn't show up and then it's a red and tooth and claw and everyone's just murdering everyone. Whoever has the most guns, whoever has the most fucking power is the one that owns it. And then, because what was it? Shackled, absent, and what's the third one? Where it's just you completely over on the other way. And it's like the narrow corridor is the shackled. It's like how many things can the government put on and police the society so that you all work for a quote-unquote common goal?
It's fucking hilarious.
But I love the ideas of things that work for good because that's a positive instead of what is recorded for the most part is wars, murder, atrocities.
I'll tell you right now, everyone that's like, I'm obviously not the biggest fan of the government.
No.
But if there was no government, you seen a tiny glimpse of what would happen during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying they'll never let that happen again. You're just like, you hope.
Fucking kill each other.
Yeah.
I really need to take a piss.
Yep, we'll go again.
We'll
be back.
We'll be back. Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
When you called me yesterday, I was fucking... Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at work.
That's what, you said, we had a little of a chat. I called, you didn't call, I was about to text you, and then you called straight back.
It was hell funny, because I got 2 calls. I checked my phone, I was out the front, I was getting hammered, and I checked my phone, just went out the back to have a smoke, checked my phone, and I got a missed call from 2 of my favourite people to talk to on the phone. Manners ill.
Oh, Manners called you as well.
Manners called me, and we always talk to each other, but when he called me, I was like, oh, he must need something. But he just had a release that day.
Right.
And he wanted to know my thoughts on it.
Okay, so he's just like, I've just released it, go have a listen.
Yo, well, no, him, Goobsy, and Dundee released a song.
Did they?
All together. It's really good.
Boy.
It's called Ticking a Gram.
Again, talking with you as well, and you were talking about not always being into Aussie hip hop, but again, we're talking about the Sav effect. I mean, me and speaking about why I called you, I was at the Big Shed. I saw the West Side Mushies sticker on the bathroom urinal, and it just made me think of. I was like, all the stickers when you go up of these places and go to enough breweries, and then the Sav effect. I've never met Mushies in person. And then I met him down at the Big Shed. He goes there a fair bit.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, I met him. I've seen him there 2 or 3 times now. And then he recognised me. I was playing pinball with the missus. He come up the other day when we were there. And he just goes, oh, the pinball lovers. And I thought, oh, hey, man. After I'd already met him, he sat there. He's with his kid. And I just went up and just spoke about the last podcast. I was like, the Port Adelaide effect and going over and chat. He gave the missus a kid. I was like, he's just a lovely bloke.
The Sesh effect.
The Sesh effect.
It is. It's funny.
Never met him. As soon as you see him, and it's like I've known him and been mates with him forever. You listen to him.
I get a lot of people when I go out and they're like, oh, I fucking met this dude the other day and it was like I knew him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Right.
that's sick.
But we were talking about that because I'm not really into Aussie
It's
hip hop.
mostly you and Goobsy.
Yeah, well, that's but knowing that like I met Goobsy through you, and then when we came to your birthday and bring the girlfriend, I'm like, this is Goobsy. Didn't even know his real name. He has to reintroduce himself, Brandon, to the missus, because he goes, I was like, oh, this is Goobsy, and he goes, oh, it's Brandon. I was like, oh, everything, it's all so official. But when you know, man, everyone's having a good laugh, and yeah.
So for everyone who doesn't, for everyone who doesn't know, they should know. Dundas, who was on the pod, Dundee was on the pod 2 episodes ago.
No, it was the last one.
Not the last one, the one before.
Yep. Are you going to release one in between this?
No. I did a one with the chef.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
So he came on and he just released an EP and it's fucking good.
Phenomenal.
Fucking good.
The man is quite a wordsmith. I like his lyrics.
So
his lyrics are good.
His last album was really heartfelt and it was more about personal troubles and growth. This album's just a flex on fucking rap. This is just a rap album.
Oh, interesting.
And he released a song with Goobsy and Manners called Ticking a Gram, and it's so good.
Oh.
We'll put it on.
We're going to put it on
right
now. We're going to
Wait,
play through. Once we get through
the
the sponsor.
I will mute that because fuck you.
Don't need the sponsor. Not being much into Aussie hip hop, but then just by listening to Sav, and I was like, listen to it. We realise we're all of a similar mindset. So people are very good at this shit.
Shout out to Dundas. Shout out to Goopy. Shout out to Manners.
There we go, the boys.
Donis, Manazil, and Gerbsy.
Yeah, it's more of a flex.
Yeah.
This album, this EP.
Guys like this.
Well, called Undisputed, the Undisputed.
Done it again. No 100% they couldn't fuck with my pen. Reppin' CHC while I'm puffing a sesh from the ground up. I build it with a couple of friends. Shout out to my day ones, love and respect. You know the crew run deep like us up in the depths. Every song that King hits like a punch in the head, so they can take another shot and have a cup of cement. You bunch of soft cocks that let shit fly like a long drop. Catch me in a hot box listening to frog stomp. I'm a rock guy, Bon Scott with his top off on stage and me trying to plates like Hong Kong. But I'm just trying to make it big in Japan. Cup of fresh puffer looking like the Michelin Man. I heard it's gonna get messy when the shit hits a fan. Cause they say they want smoke, but they taking a gram.
They say they want smoke, but they're ticking a gram. Hard. Ticking a gram. Is that normal? Is that other world? Is that other country lingo?
What?
Ticking.
Ticking?
Like if you get something on tick.
I don't even know. Well,
You don't know what that means?
No.
Oh.
no.
So tick, like when you get something on tick, you get it. Like if you buy drugs, get them on tick.
Okay.
It means you pay them later.
Oh, I didn't know that lingo.
Oh,
no.
really?
No, I didn't even know that lingo.
So on tick, like I want 20 pingers on tick.
Yeah.
That means you're going to pay next week.
Pay him later, yeah. Oh, and if you actually got the respect for them to actually give it to you, and trust
there's some flops that'll get everything
yeah.
on tick, and then you just don't pay your tick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
But
that's
on tick.
That's
Okay.
that's a deep Australian lingo.
It's a tick on a gram. Oh, so yeah, pay you later. Okay.
Pay you later. They're acting hard, but they're ticking a gram.
Yeah.
Like a gram. You need it. You can't afford $300.
And if I haven't done it yet, bet the done did it. Heard they want smoke.
I do like the thing about listening to Dundas.
This is Manners. This is Manners Hill.
We'll play that on, but listen to Dunn, like talking with
He's
him.
good.
But then, so you're having a chat with him. You guys are having a bit of a sesh. But then listening when you were playing his songs, when he's singing his songs, and the you know me, I'm a fan of the words, especially people that have fucking what I would call like a lyrical genius. They've got to where you can turn a phrase, and the way he turns some phrases, it's fucking impressive.
He's good, man.
Like you said, to sit there and have a chat and you're free flowing, it's all one thing. But for then you just sit there, write, and then record it, and realize that you've put words together in such a fucking compelling way with behind a bit of a guitar. that you can listen to that and go, fuck yeah, jeez.
Well, he actually went through like a really rough breakup. Like it was not. By the
one of the albums was.
It was very rough,
Yeah.
like custody wise or whatever. And he really reflected on his last album. It was good.
Yeah, that's
But-
what, and this one's being like, being good at the game.
The homeboy's man is ill. They say they want smoke on their ticking a gram.
That's funny. Fabulous. Yeah.
Madness. Yeah, I done did it. And if I haven't done it yet, bet the done did it. Heard that one smart, I'm just being blunt. If you think you're fucking with us when you want, like your mom's sister. Heard that one smart, that's what people say. That is till they find out that the weight was laced. And those grams don't measure up when they're being weighed. Drugs and alcohol, my gene pool, that's my DNA. Yo, you lads flops, mad soft, tell them back off. Living like the fucking have-nots, I won the jackpot. I'm a rap god, Black Thought when the track drops. Heard I said I'm an urban legend like Sasquatch. Cash up, no tick, flow explosive. Lines this dope, give coke, sniff nose drips. It gets messy when the shit is the fear. Cause they say they want smoke, but they are not, no.
So, Man is Ill was dreadfully ill when he recorded that as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like couldn't breathe, couldn't talk properly.
Bloody hell, you can still hit it out like that.
And then we got my boy Goobsy,
Here we go.
who steals every show.
Pusher, real thick, big hoofer, no
distinct
hooker,
voice.
I strip it back, big hooker, 06, king of the ring, King Booker, the way I flip it, everybody wanna have a look at, tippy-toey lads acting like they down bad, down payment to the back to
he's
oppress the
good, he's
slag,
fine.
check the big up tag, where my steps be at, on the SP lad, fuck you claim the cash, earth mover, real force behind my steps, the great card lay will raise head in my hands,
Always gotta drop the WWE references.
So good.
It's a threat I'm cutting off, so I should stay fresh. They blame what I said, they ain't blaming out my voice. All they talk is noise, I can sleep for the noise. Bitch mate, wait voice, bitch mate. Sick of all these bitch grubs in my home state.
Grubs in me home state.
You would appreciate it because you're a wrestling fan. Have you heard his Take Flight?
Is that the one where he does it over the John Cena?
Yeah. That was fucking
fire.
phenomenal.
That was great. Yeah.
That was fucking phenomenal.
So like it's good to tie back with before. It's like I said, I never really got into Aussie hip hop, but you realize hip hop.
I never liked Aussie hip hop.
When you're speaking your truth, which is a hilarious word, but when you do it this well, and you can do it with things that you can relate to, and then try and relate it to other people. But you
Aussie
can
culture.
A turn of phrase is fucking so hard to do, and they make it. The ones that make it seem seamless, and those boys. That's why Goobs is a fucking champ at it.
My brother's a rap head, like hard.
Yeah.
My brother's a massive rap head. Only listens to rap and some like old school dance
Yeah,
music.
and he still he appreciates what the hell they're doing.
My brother to this day is 15 years older than me. He is a die-hard wrestling fan.
Oh, okay.
Loves it.
Yeah, so he heard this and
And he introduced me into wrestling when I was a kid. And we used to have so much fun watching wrestling.
Yeah.
And then he heard Goobsy's rap and he's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So like on this, this particular one, he's like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And my brother has never listened to a lick of Australian hip hop.
Yeah.
A lick.
But absolutely loved it.
Loved it.
As he's got the spinner. Let's go.
The mayor of fucking Morpherville.
Come on, Goobsy.
Shout out to Wings as well. Sorry, I'm using your content right now.
We love you though.
Here in the building, Adelaide Zone.
Here, well, I'll fast forward it. So
Kick it in,
if you
big
want to
dick.
watch, the full episode,
You know, you're about to know.
you go to Wings.
Wings.
Let's get this baby up the
Get the spinner on.
Spin that baby one time too. Look at that. I'm coming in with some fresh shit. Come on. No shit that's getting reused. Come on. Hey, original. Come on. Told you, good out here, bro. Five knuckle shuffle, John Cena, I can see ya. I stay sharp, he a burner, a master spinner. Leg rocks and figure fours, earners at my dinners. We some real winners, gold raisers, minus grinners. Fiends with copping finishes and talk right confessions. Double check the stats, fact check my whole section. B-dub stepping, potentially concealing a weapon. Arcade mode, the game resembling the Tekken. The stick was on me 24/7 like a blind man. I ran packs from Thailand to Iran. Ham and cheese is like grilled in a frying pan. I'm getting bougie with the money, hide it off the gram. My blood left you grieving, they still try swinging. I applaud you lads who openly accept the beating. Night sneaking, my bum bag got you tweaking. Front row seating, Brendan Lee got you fiending. Say my name 3 times, Gucci Beetlejuicing. Full Michael Keaton, souped up beach cruising. Biggest loser, weight moving, I'm ticker proving. Get my money from a nuisance, the bitch is bruising. I'm bruising Brody, jumping barricades, crowd attack.
And if you want the rest of it, you can go to Take Flight on YouTube and you can listen to it. I'll just show you all that right there, but...
Give you a snippet of the talent the man has and a wrestling fan to turn all and know names of moves and everything. You got to be a big fan to pull that together.
So this bloke, Wings, who hosts Take Flight, he is maybe the nicest cunt in Australia.
There you go.
Wings. So Wings hosts Take Flight. It's his company. It's his business.
It's got a beautiful little paper plane as its logo.
He, 100%, is one of the nicest people you ever meet.
There you go.
Like, he has no reason to talk to little creators at all.
Yep.
But he fucking talks to me all the time. We're planning something in 2025 for him to come down and do this.
Nice.
Such a nice fucking dude.
That's what you like to see in this, especially in the content creation world, where it seems to be very dog eat dog because everyone wants to boost their own voice.
Yeah,
it's really great when you actually get what we just said about the Sav effect. It's like the great people you actually meet by people being around you and go to have a callback right back to the start of the episode. All the people that you feel like you've never met them in person, you listen to them, but there's similarities that we all have in common. About some kind of degeneracy, but it doesn't make you a bad person.
You're all listening to the same podcast.
Exactly right. And we fucking love it. And that's the beautiful effect that actually watches. You don't have to know them. You don't have to be into the same things. But at the end of the day, when they're good people and you can all get along on a select few things and you just know they're good dudes.
Grab a chair, Mr.
Great
Reese.
to hear. Here he is.
But like the thing with content creation, like, yeah, you can be one of those dog eat dog cunts.
It's pointless. You got to help each other.
Then you got a squad. If you're one of these people who doesn't want anyone to do better, then you got a whole squad of fans that don't want to listen to the authentic you.
Yeah.
So you got to pretend like you're something you're not.
Yeah.
And I'll never fucking do that.
Nah.
Ever. Like, I will never do that. I have slightly racist fucking tendencies by just
by the way we speak. We don't
just by the way I speak.
Yeah.
I'm very like unwoke in my culture.
Yeah.
But I will never pretend I'm not, even on camera.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, isn't that we could die with the whole Kamala Harris not wanting to go on Rogan when Donald Trump did, because the thought of if you have to sit there in front of a microphone for someone that does it as a presidential candidate, you've got to be in front of cameras. You've always been in front of these things. You don't want to sit there with a commentator and an interviewer, and because they go, you might be able to fluff it for about half an hour where you really don't want to see or let out something that you might not want to let the world see. How do you do in hour 2 and 3? Where,
exactly.
And then you don't have to
when
ask
you
them.
run out of material.
When it's out of material, you're out of your talking points. You're just trying to sit there with another person across from you, and where do the words go? And you have slightly racist tendencies, things that are not politically correct and anti-woke, as they say. But at the end of the day, we're not looking to hurt people. We're not looking to get along. And to tie that back with content creation, it's like, why you always want to bully it or hold it over other people when it's just
me and this cunt here, you can't see him on camera.
Not on camera. Reese boy.
Me and this cunt here, we're in a group chat where if it was 4 years ago, maybe 14 out of 15 of us would have gone to jail for some of the things we said.
If it was shared out on open reels, yeah.
If it was, I always say, the second this podcast does well, I hope you
got to delete the thread.
No, I'm leaving all the chats.
Oh, yeah. You've said that. I've heard you. Yeah.
I'm leaving them. I'm straight up leaving.
I can't be directly tied to this.
You cunts got some dirt.
Yeah. What are they to be a political candidate and get to that thing? That's almost who has less dirt that they've found out. Because if they want to go digging, they'll fucking dig.
It's mostly dicks. We all send each other dicks.
Oh, you just love some dick pics, mate.
Everyone, like, it's a group chat you can't open up in front of like.
Gonna get some fucking manzillas in
it's
there.
It's a hell straight white male thing. Sending your boys dick pics. Sending your boys dick pics is such a straight white male thing.
It's not something I have to worry about looking through my DMs, boys. Let me tell you, there's not too many on there.
When I added Tom on Snapchat, I was like, I don't think he'd take it that well.
The first one he
sent me, it was in a state, and he sent me this like 7-minute Snapchat of him just rambling.
Come on, man, it was only 5, it was a 5 real talk, and you just go, oh yeah, this is good, this is
crazy.
I'm in for this, whatever you're talking. I was like, this is what you're going to get on Snapchat, mate. I'm going to be home, I'm exhausted from work, I'm sitting in my chair, I'm looking at my books, I've just flicked through or listened to 3 podcasts in a day, a bit of an audio book, and you're going to get an opinion on something that I know nothing about. That's the homebrew, mate. Have a little. There's plenty in there if you don't. It's actually not bad.
Do you like
we had it before, but he thinks it's
beer.
It's well, you're drinking. Yeah, we said that the South Coast straight into it. We had to have a whole glass, and we're like,
my friend Reese has leukemia.
Oh, stop it! He's got a hat on. You can't even tell. See, it's covered. It's covered well. But no, my Snapchat is where I rant about. Yeah, if I ever get an urge, I sit at home. I've already done the day. I sit there. It's the whatever flows through my brain. And yeah, Sav only added me recently. And the first one he got, and he just goes, he's like, my God.
I was shocked.
I was like, well, yeah, you're going to get this, mate. This is, if it's my other work, essentially Snapchat for me is actually really useful for work, right? Because you can take videos of work problems and fucking send it to supervisors, and then they can see directly the problem, and then you've filmed it, and so it's this. Some people, you can use it for shit, right? You film your face.
Snapchat's only used for deviancy.
It's a lot of deviancy. Well, especially when you get to...
But you can save them now.
Dude. So much so, it's actually the best to save and send as videos. Like Messenger, it's only a 30-second if you hold it. Instagram for videos is part way, but Snapchat for the video, for how long it gives you, is actually, the better. My brother told me that he's actually, for it's a whiz to send like 2 minutes. You want a little 2-minute rant. We do a bit of a waffle. Shout out to the Wednesday waffle for a fucking group chat. Few of the boys from Progressive and me, he just sends out every Wednesday, and it's just like this thing. One was what got you into jiu-jitsu, songs. So when you were talking about sad, sappy songs, listen to fucking what's been going on the last few minutes. Songs that you get into, ones that you remember, what's your most repeated. And it is, you send back a little minute or two about, this one, that one. So like you're doing a pocket, but you're giving a snippet. And it's fucking, some people, it's fascinating about where their mind goes. You're like,
I honestly think the best artist I've heard, I've literally, the best artist I've ever heard, rap-wise, is Complete, and he's from Australia.
There you go. You were saying you were propping up a few of the Australia boys before, because you didn't get into it, and then you heard him. You're like, fuck, their ability to do it.
I don't think I can put his music on because I believe he's with a record label.
Okay, yeah, no.
So they'll fucking
they'll flag you, flag you up real fast.
But this cunt plays
good Complete.
Oh mate,
boom boom.
He's fantastic. He's Australia's Eminem.
There you go. Look him up. Look him up if you don't know him, boys and girls.
We'll see him in 2025 on the pod.
Sav making moves, pulling them in.
We'll see him in.
We got, I was going to say Vimeo, that's just an old way to do it. You're doing, man, we got vlog setups, we got skydiving. We got podcast 2025s.
Podcast 2025.
Boom. Fucking loving it, mate.
It's all happening.
Building things. We getting stickers so we can fucking put the word out. I see too many friends of the podcast that have stickers out, and I'm like, oh, Sav, where's yours?
I was thinking it would even be a fun video to do a vlog, like a YouTube video of me trying to renovate the shed.
Oh, you could make a video of it. It might be a long one though, mate.
Me trying to build.
Yeah, that would be you. I ain't building shit. It'll be you're gonna have to do flash floods of like people that come in to do the work, mate. It won't be you doing it. God, let's be honest. Come on.
Weren't you with a partner?
She's inside.
There.
That's crazy.
Didn't come out of the shed, mate. Hung out inside.
So my friend, who will remain unnamed.
Unnamed.
He's in love.
Oh. It's fresh. It's like the honeymoon stage.
He's in love.
Must be nice.
He came into the shop the other day.
Oh, was he glowing? The eyes have rolled already.
He came into the shop, and I went out and said hello to him as a gentleman. Shook his hand.
Had rosy cheeks.
Shook this woman's hand.
Yeah.
And I said, what would you like? And he's like, some chips. And I said, are you going to eat them at the beach? And he said, I'm going to go eat them on the beach and watch the sunset with my girl.
Oh, my girl. My girl. My girl.
My sweet angel.
No, I can neither confirm nor deny.
All right, wait. All
right, we got to pause.
We need to pause.
Pausing again.
We need to set up the food.
There we go.
Food.
We got food here. Oh, fuck.
All right, so...
Are we going into Putin?
We going there.
Do we want to?
For some sort of background, I posted a thing on my story, and it said,
give us questions, essentially.
Give us some questions. And I got a couple questions.
Only a few.
You'd know more about this than me. Seems like more of your wheelhouse.
Right, my wheelhouse.
Well, actually, there's another one by Goody.
Did Goody put one up? Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Come on, start with Goodies then. What is it?
When's Tom getting a Trump rash guard? Long live the Orange Man.
He says that because he has a Trump rash guard, and he I haven't seen him with it in the gym yet. I think the last time I trained with him, because it's been a few weeks, he was all stoked about getting, after Trump got elected, he was all stoked about getting his Trump rash guard.
Do you know what? Someone came into the shop yesterday with a Make America Great Again hat.
Yep. MAGA.
And Tam comes out to me and she's like, what's a Make America Great Again mean? Because she doesn't follow.
Doesn't follow anything.
Nah,
yeah,
nothing.
hell.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty gay. Like, why would you wear that? Pretty fucking gay.
That's pretty.
Like,
deep. It's deep if you're wearing hats out,
if you're an Australian male in Adelaide
wearing a
MAGA hat,
yeah,
you're a fucking retard.
It's a bit weird.
Like,
I mean, I don't know how much...
You can support it.
Yeah.
But, like, you're not making a change here.
Depends on how you go. Now, if Goody's saying that...
There's 3 black people in Adelaide, dude. It's not the state.
I might go up and just start. Yeah, if I saw a guy saw a guy walking past a MAGA hat, I might just go up and high five it. Just be like, nice.
Yeah, but like,
I don't want to pose too many questions.
Then we got. Oh no, where'd it go?
Oh, he's lost it. What was that? Going up?
We got going. Netanyahu or Putin.
Fucking.
Who you got?
All right. Yeah, who you got? Yeah, so world politics summed up in who you got for one prime minister versus one president. Netanyahu versus Putin. Yeah, it's a lot going on between the wars in Ukraine, Iran looking to get involved, the massacres that are happening. It's all a lot, and it's been going on for a long time. But this has been a massive blow up. So how it actually plays out over the next 6 months to a year, considering it's already kicked off strong in that area. Well, how long's also Putin got the mindset to keep going?
Fucking another 40 years, man.
Maybe. He was all flared at the gills, you know. How many steroids are they shooting into that judo black belt?
I reckon he'll live to 115.
115.
I like him.
Yeah.
I want to say it. I like him.
I like him.
I reckon he's a fucking chill guy.
Everyone was saying that how good he would run in the country, and then all this happened on the world stage, and then people went, fuck.
I reckon he's fucking. They like him over there, dude.
In America?
No, not in America.
Oh, depends on who you ask. Yeah,
no, like
in Russia.
In Russia, they like him.
Okay, so I forgot the last word, talking about the narrow corridor.
Saddam. They loved him.
In Iraq?
They loved him.
Before he got murdered by the Americans?
They fucking loved him.
You know why they loved him? It was almost like Kim Jong-il, right? If you didn't love him, he would disappear you.
Kim Jong, good dude.
Good family stead, come from good stock, I hear, yes.
Dude, treat respect.
Oh,
respect is number one.
Respect. Yeah, when you bow to the picture frame. If you didn't cry long enough when Kim Jong-il passed away, they would disappear you.
Who would you prefer be your prime minister?
Ooh.
Netanyahu or
Netanyahu
Putin?
seems like a little bit of a fucking skis, but I mean, he was in the middle. Oh, no, both were. You're talking KTB versus fucking Israeli force. I don't. Probably Putin.
Who would you prefer be your prime minister, Putin or Trump?
Trump. None of that's good. None of that's good.
Putin would be better.
Look, if you're already coming into a set system, Trump, because he'll work within the parameters, where if Putin comes in, he's like, fuck it, I don't like this way. I'm going to overthrow it and do my own thing.
Trump doesn't know what he's doing, dude.
Do you say back there, that's the idea of a despotic government. A despot is someone that comes in and fucking just go, it's my way or the highway, and I'll enforce it by the end of a barrel of a gun. That's what they did. To tie that all in, though, that's the idea about what the difference between the government branch and the fucking Secret Service branch, or the intelligence branch versus the parliamentary branch. It's like they have bases, but they have so much power. And then if they start going at each other's throats, it's like, internal fighting with this. That's when they talk about falls of democracy. Narrow corridor is it's difficult to hold on to ideas of a republic or a democracy before someone either comes in and overthrows it and does what they want, or you murder enough people where it becomes chaos and anarchy. And then none of those are good. So you got to find that middle ground, and that's hard to come to. That's why it's a narrow corridor.
Okay, but who do you reckon will win in a punch on?
Between Netanyahu and Putin, at his age, Putin would still take Netanyahu, I reckon. Fuck
Putin or Zelensky?
Dump him on his head. He'd fuck Zelensky up. Zelensky's a fucking actor.
Putin or Trump?
He'd fuck Trump up as well.
That's what I want Putin.
Okay. Straight away. That's right. We get drawn to fights if you can physically handle yourself. Man, mano a mano, or man to man.
If my president...
that's why I want Putin.
If my president can... bash your president.
Bash the president.
That's way doper to me.
Scary thought to go. Most people look at it like
down,
they got the weapons. It's like, no, he would just physically punch on you.
If the aliens came, which they are coming.
They're coming.
If the aliens came and they were like, give me your world leaders.
Yep.
And we're going
to... Who would you send?
Whoever wins doesn't die.
That would be the strongest man. That's the overman, yeah.
Russia 100% is in favour.
It is now.
Maybe some African country where there's a fucking 18-year-old man in charge.
Yeah,
like a tribe. But besides that,
I don't think there is. That's a tough one. It's a tough one to come by.
It would be Putin.
Right now, do it 30 years ago when he was really riding those horses with his nice hair. Now he's
do you know what,
a little older.
Trudeau. He's young. No, he's young, and I reckon he's that guy at parties that waits for people to get hell drunk and takes advantage of them.
Is that what you see in Justin Trudeau?
Yeah, he's trying
that beautiful Prime Minister of Canada. That's what you see in Justin Trudeau.
He's too woke. He's too woke.
Why do you want 50% of parliamentary women to be in your cabinet, sir?
Those two woke people. Those two woke people. It's like that. What's that English dude that was a radio star and he was a fiddler?
What?
You know one.
The English bloke? What? Was he a Prime Minister?
You know one?
Was he actual Prime Minister? Or are you talking about?
Royals, there's a Netflix documentary about him.
Oh no, not the old one. Who was one of the yeah, I know
King
the one.
Fiddler.
Yeah.
Hell woke.
That gets a little scary. You don't want to think
Andrew?
about what's with Prince Andrew. Bad man.
Guarantee he was woke as fuck.
Probably would have been. What the facade you put on, mate? The face you put out to the world. Oh, I'm the best guy. You're the worst guy. You're the worst guy. You just keep it together really well.
I reckon Trudeau.
You think he's the guy that maybe date rapes bloody women?
I wasn't going to say date rape, but 2 fingers in the bum hole. 100%.
Oh, just in case you didn't know. It's like
this is crazy. This is the first time I have a crowd.
We got friends sitting in as we've done it, as about halfway through the podcast, as we'd say. But it's fine. Now we got food. We've had the drinks.
Why is this pizza so delicious?
He does. Sav said it before. He's just scoffing right now.
Domino's, I'll tell you now, it's shit. But
yeah, it's not the best, but keeps you going back for more.
But like,
pop till you can't stop.
They've figured it out. Have you seen the Macca's documentary, the movie?
Oh, with Michael Keaton about the rise of McDonald's.
Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
Fucking good.
It's good. Well, didn't it win awards?
Fucking good.
Yeah. Michael Keaton made a hot comeback after originally being Batman. He's the Batman. Come on, let's be honest.
He's not the best Batman.
He's not the best Batman, but he's Batman.
No, he's not.
You realise when he got
Christian Bale's Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah, because it sounds like he's got fucking nuts in his mouth.
Christian Bale's a good Batman.
Yeah. He's got nuts in his mouth because he talks like this.
Do you reckon that's the best Batman?
No. You think about he's one of the reasons you think he's the best Batman is because he played with fucking Heath Ledger, who had the performance of his life as the Joker.
Who played in the Batman where Jim Carrey was the Riddler?
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer was a good Batman.
Val Kilmer was all right, and then you had George Clooney, who was the first one that had nipples on the Batsuit. Nipples.
What do you mean? You saying that for real?
Yeah, the first one that had the Batsuit had nipples.
What do you mean?
As a chest plate, he's wearing the Batman suit and he had nipples on the chest plate.
No, yeah.
Pull it up. Pull up that trivia. I'll talk about.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. Come on, man. You think I just pulled trivia out of my ass?
Batman nipples.
I do. Pretty sure I heard that somewhere though. You speak confidently about it, he might just believe it. See?
You're joking.
Nipples on the George Clooney. And is there any on any of the other ones? I don't think so.
That's fucking really gay. Like in the nicest way.
Yeah. But see, the bat suits, why you had to feel like you put nipples on the bat suit, I'll never know. But that was George Clooney. He was one and done. Val Kilmer, one and done. Michael Keaton,
but
2.
like, what,
Christian Bale, 3.
I want to know what the production process
reason was
with
it?
that.
Oh, maybe we want some nipples
maybe
on the
we
suit.
should give him some nipples.
Maybe guys won't like it and get attracted because tits. Maybe. Hey,
that's
why you
unbelievable.
attract the
That's
Batman?
ruined it for me.
Yeah, I heard that bit of trivia and I was like, fascinating. Yeah, again, same thought. I was like, why? Why do you have to put it on that suit?
That's crazy. What was the thought process?
I don't know. Did you just bring up? There's an article written about it. Just look at it. Look at those things. They look like buttons, man. Like you're gonna press it and the red light's gonna come on. He's gonna have laser pointers out of his tits.
They cut glass.
They put the suit on because it's like, oh, I'm shredded. Meanwhile, they don't have to be shredded.
I haven't seen a good movie in a while.
You know the thing I remember about Christian Bale? Didn't he go from The Machinist to film one of the Batmans and he had to put on like 30 pounds of muscle inside of a year because he shredded for The Machinist, looked like a crackhead.
The Machinist was fucked.
Terrible. He put his body right down to where he looked like a skeleton and then he bulked all the way back up to be a Batman, hence why you need a suit with tits on it.
Looked like Conor McGregor.
Oh, skeletal. 145 at the end. Just before he went up and had his swan song at 155 in Madison Square Garden.
No, he never did it again.
Well, he didn't. You realise that when he talks about it, he's like, I won. I did it. Like, he always had
what
that
was his
thought.
last fight?
He broke his leg.
To Poirier.
Poirier, the third fight. Knocked out in the second, broke his leg in the third.
Why the fuck would you fight again?
What? So we took Conor McGregor. Fucking proper 12s dropped him.
Getting rape charges
Going through litigation, strong litigation. So many people are now coming out, and that boy's been dropped. And Schwab hot take is like, yeah, when you get dropped by, you're making $10 million a month on retainer for being the former owner of Proper 12. You've got Lamborghini yachts, which you haven't bought them. If you're paying debts and you're making your money off of a massive company that you sold, but then that company drops you as a spokesperson. You're not fighting. You got online content, which most of it's incoherent ramblings now on his Twitter.
It's hilarious, though.
It's funny. Hey, it's fun for all the fans.
Did you see what he said to Nate?
To Nate? Well, which part?
Someone posted something about how he would play Nate an actor posted how he would play Nate if
they made the build up to it,
reenactment of the life,
yep.
A movie, and Connor wrote, "No, you'd be Heisenberg's son from Breaking Bad." It's a splitting image. Do you know that? Who that is?
He's
got cerebral palsy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a splitting image. Oh.
He's got cerebral palsy, and he speaks exactly like Nate Diaz.
Oh, fucking hell!
He's hilarious.
He's still quick on the trigger. The man's still got some comedic takes, but the man is struggling now.
I don't reckon I reckon that was a money grab, that one.
So we'll roll this over. Speaking on the car ride here with the missus, she was talking about P. Diddy, and then talking about Beyonce.
I don't reckon Diddy did it.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
But
when the FBI comes after you, mate, they got you.
If I was a fucking 18-year-old male and I got invited to a party and they were like, "There's unlimited cocaine, and you can
just gotta lube you up.
And
you gotta lube you up.
We're gonna stay here, and then after 12 o'clock, everyone's gonna finger everyone."
Yeah,
I'd be like,
didn't you hear the actors that were speaking out before it when it was like it got to a certain time and then they're just like, I just knew to leave the parties before a certain time because I did not want the Diddy experience. I wanted the party, socialiting, this and that. I don't need to be lubed up and fucking slapped up the ass.
Do you remember the movie with Michael J. Fox, Teen Wolf?
Oh yeah, classic.
That was based on a Diddy party.
Oh fuck.
No, I'm joking.
Come on, man! Don't be throwing that out there like it's just willy nilly. That was such a good movie. There's such a good movie back in Teen Wolf.
Yeah, you got to leave before 12. Everyone's going to start raping each other.
Well, what was the fucking little Gremlins? Gremlins. If you're after midnight, pour water on them after midnight. Gremlins will come out.
Do you know
that's the Diddy parties? Fucking Gremlins.
What's a fantastic podcast to listen? I don't listen to him because I don't like him, but Andrew Schultz.
Flagrant.
Flagrant's episode with 50 Cent.
I didn't listen to
the
it,
recent one.
No.
That's one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to.
Why?
50 Cent's hated P. Diddy for a long time.
Yeah, he did. When that all come out and he called him out, he's like, I've been fucking telling you guys for ages. Yeah, ages. Longer than that.
But it was very...
hated him a long time.
50 Cent is naturally the funniest rapper of all time. He's very comedic, like in his timing and shit.
Yeah.
Very funny.
He's good.
But then you got to bear through Andrew Schultz and his little yes man like...
Yeah. Doesn't mind tongue punching the fart box every so often.
It's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
50 Cent's funny.
Hey, you got to play the game sometimes to be the big star. You got to have people on, and then you're like, no, you're the best ever. Man speaks well.
Yeah,
he's all right. I don't. Again, with comedy, I don't.
I just can't take anyone with a New York accent. I don't think would beat me up.
Oh, come on, mate. It's just not the fucking accent.
No, it's his accent. It's like, why are you talking?
It's got nothing to do.
Just shut up.
Why are you talking? But so we got Diddy, but then it's the thought of Beyonce with Jay-Z. What's going to be the thought with Jay-Z?
Nah, that was over. That was a lie.
See, that's what I thought, because they were talking about it, and I was like,
no. If
they were going to come after you as a criminal, they would have done it, but it was the civil cases that all got introduced, because then it's all hearsay and word of mouth.
So do you know
you can't prosecute on that.
Do you know the difference between a civil and a law?
I don't know the distinct... I don't know. Hey, man, get your lawyer friend on that deals with the pedophiles that you had before.
I can do ChatGPT.
There we go.
He's coming back on, actually. Shout out to Andrew. He's coming back on.
That was a very good listen before. The man's doing the Lord's work, going after filthy people. But
what's the difference between a civil lawsuit and a criminal lawsuit?
What's the difference between civil law and criminal law? Well, because I know there's a burden of proof that is very different for criminal for civil. And it made me think of it. There was a doco I watched back in the day. There was an Irish bloke. He murdered a French woman.
Can you read that? I can't read that from here.
I can't from here, but hang on, I'll read it in a sec. But then they tried to extradite him back to France, where they have a different criminal system from the Irish, and they wouldn't extradite him, which means he got prosecuted and found guilty in France, but the Irish wouldn't extradite him back to France. So he's been found guilty of this murder in a country of the woman where she came from, but not in the country where he hails, and so he just walks around free. So he's found guilty as a murderer in one country, but not in another, because they have a different criminal system. What do we got? Civil law and criminal law are separate legal systems in Australia that differ in purpose, the type of cases they deal with, and the burden of proof required. That's why I say it's just a burden of proof. Because in a criminal, they really have to. You have to have
civil law.
Like
I'm chasing some money.
Civil is mostly just. Well, yeah. I think I got wronged. My interpretation of this, your interpretation of this. How do the lawyers speak to argue your point, and then you're found right or wrong?
I don't want to be rude, but.
But I will.
I don't want to be rude, but the girl that is claiming that Conor McGregor assaulted her,
yeah,
ain't the one.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not the one.
Yeah,
and apparently she has other cases against her trying to do the same thing.
Again,
so it's hard because it diminishes the actual victims.
It does. That's always.
So it's like, is it real? It actually really diminishes the actual victims of crimes.
Yeah. We'd always get,
especially
me
women.
and you, see, we're degenerates, but if you look at it, it's like no one wants to be wronged. You don't want to be at the end, because it's like, at the end of the day, you don't want anything for free. You don't want people to steal. You don't like the shifty types. I'd say the dark triads, when you get the real evil fucking types that come after you, you don't want to keep them around. You don't mind people that have behaviours where it might be frowned upon to nice social circles, right? But at the end of the day, if you're not going to, what we said, not going to mess over your mates. He moved it over there. Not gonna mess over my mates. Not gonna do this and that. Oh, don't get a stout. Oh, you have a stout. Go for it. But But when it comes to a civil case, and that's what we're talking with the not the Diddy stuff, because once he
was straight up raping people.
But then everything that then come out, we like conspiracies. Then when everyone's got an online profile, anything can be spoken out, and if nothing's been produced in a court of law, then it's just all hearsay. It's just all people speaking out. Like you said, if you can go after them civilly, you can approach a lawyer and they go, I can argue that point and I think I can get you some money. But then they would never go, I can't. If you can't prove it, then you can't do it criminally. But if you can get money and then they want to pay you for hush money, that's where you go to civil.
Do you know one conspiracy that came up on Flagrant that 50 Cent said?
Yeah. Which one?
Do you know P. Diddy's head security guard was Michael Jackson's?
Right. And?
They both like to fucking...
boys.
Fiddle.
Right. Yeah. That's, what? That's just a security guard that doesn't speak.
Head. Like, no,
what are you supposed to do with head of security?
A head security guard in Hollywood has a lot more pull and sway than your local at the Seaford Tav.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Especially
Like,
at the end of the day,
I reckon I love Michael, and I will say separate the art from the artist. Perfect example.
Right.
Because I'll listen to a Michael Jackson song and love it, but I know he fucking did some weird shit.
he's probably into weird shit.
Hell inappropriate.
Yeah, you could also talk about...
I don't think it was in his knowing mind, though.
Well, I think he had a fucked up childhood.
I think he had a mental illness.
Yeah, I think he had a mental illness, but he was just fucking super talented and got pushed in a way and followed it through and became one of the best at what he did. But like you said, separate the man from the talent, the man from the music, and you can appreciate. Well, it goes back to you can appreciate when someone is really fucking good at what they do. But it's always the issue is
Kelly,
if you're what is it?
Fabulous.
What do they say?
I believe I can fly.
Oh Jesus, pissing on girls.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's great. That's what he got put in jail for, man. He pissed on a 14-year-old girl.
Is that what he got when done with?
Well, he got done with many things, but it was all about with underage girls.
That's where the line was.
That's the line. You pissed on her.
Pretty filthy. It's pretty filthy, you know. Not even in the shower. Let's keep it together, you know. Fucking hell.
Him and P Diddy in jail together.
Oh,
so
geez.
we're about to get the best collab album of 2025.
Released fresh from prison. 2025, fresh from prison.
From Block 30.
Oh,
The
fuck.
best.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I'd listen to it.
Of course you would.
I'd make it my intro.
No, you can't get rid of the John Anik, mate.
It'd be really good. They're both very talented. I don't know what P Diddy does anymore, though. I think he just extorted people for like 15 years.
Well, it's just weird. Like, he was...
Which I respect.
He was the rapper for the time, but again, when you're the wizard behind the curtain, like how many things you have to go through, how many people you have to go through to know, because that was the same with not Epstein. Who was the fucking director or the producer of the movie company?
Weinstein.
Harvey
Weinstein.
Old mate Harves. Everyone in that.
He
Everyone
was a piece of shit.
Dude, everyone in Hollywood knew he was a piece of shit.
Straight up molesting and raping people.
Yeah. But then eventually you get, you'd hope at the end of the day, comeuppance come to all pieces of shit, but they don't. But you realise it doesn't even matter. You look at someone but you're made at the peak. Everything that, again, the facade, the persona that you put onto the world, the people that are spoken about, and everyone's like, they sing his praises when they get up and fucking take the microphone. You even talk about this being real on the podcast. It's like, yeah, but actors go up and be like, oh, thank you, no, Harvey Weinstein, really, oh, my agent, my manager. Meanwhile, absolute piece of shit. And did more inappropriate. You can't, for a man that loves beer, you cannot pour a beer to save your fucking life.
Dude, calm down unless you want to figure out who's a real black belt right now.
Well, I'm the only one in the room.
I'm a black belt in the streets.
You see red, bro? I just see red, bro.
Let me bang.
Let me bang, bro. Oh, my God.
Anyway, after this, we're going to be doing a jiu-jitsu tournament. It's going to start off with Tom, Piro, and Reese.
Of course you said that.
And
the
then
two guys
winner,
that actually train, yeah.
The winner will be able to have a chance at grappling me.
Oh, fuck off, mate.
I'll at least give it a go.
What would you do? What would you do?
We can save ourselves. I have not trained in a few weeks. I'm drunk. I don't really want to. I'll just pull out the video, right, of what I have on my phone. I'll just show and be like, look, I win.
The scariest time to roll Tom is when he's drunk, because he might actually get a bit of bad man in him.
No, you already thought of that from last time with the podcast you didn't release. I started speaking to him in a certain way, getting little gym bro culture involved, and you looked at him like
you're big dogging.
I've never heard Tom speak like this.
He was big dogging you. And then episode 100. No, episode 100. Me, Goobsy, Tom did episode 100.
Oh yeah, the picture afterwards. Yeah,
we drank so much to the point. I think Goobsy passed out. It was fucked. Yep. It was really too much.
Way too much.
And Goobsy goes, so how quick do... And Tom, before he goes, how quick... And he goes, 2 seconds, whenever I wanted. And Goobsy's like, what do you mean? And he's like, you were going to say how quick I could fuck you up? And Goobsy's like, yeah. He's like, oh, whenever I wanted. Like, it doesn't matter. Like literally whenever. And Goobsy's like, what do you... Like, put me in a chokehold. And as soon as he put him, Goobsy was like this.
Yes.
And then me and Tom were grappling over there.
That's where one of the pictures go. I've got a giant grin on my face. I've got him in a rear naked choke. He's going beetroot red.
But he was smiling, and I started screaming because he was like enjoying it. I was like, please stop.
I give people dead eyes when I roll. I understand what it means. I don't know. I can't see it from the outside, but people say, yeah, when I roll and I get into it, they're like, you're dead behind the eyes. I'm like, well, I'm kind of trying to look through you. I love Reese, but meanwhile, when I'm rolling, I'm like, I'm not going to let you beat me.
If I rolled
and
you...
the people I can't do that to are the people that beat the shit out of me, like Declan Moody, son of a biscuit.
If I rolled you, Declan Moody is a good person to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
To be honest, like that's like one of the only calibers of level that can manhandle you. That's pretty good.
You realise when you make it special though is when he took our, it was at M16, the whole thing, how successful that guy is now, and you realise I got many rounds in with that guy, and I never even off-based him, never off-balanced him. I did nothing to him.
What's hilarious?
Ever.
Do you know what's hilarious? Will tapped him.
I know, yeah, early day, like Will, you're talking fuck. How long? If I've been there you're talking like 6 or 7 years ago that happened.
Will tapped him when Will was a white belt.
Because Will was all into leg locks.
Will, he's got the picture in M16. He had severe autism. He used to carry around a prosthetic leg and like
heel hook it. Be like, oh, how can I twist this and how am I trying to get that? And if I grab this, and he would practice on it.
And they were at AJA.
Then just do that to people in the gym.
They were at AJA.
He did. I think he did it to Conway as well. He got both of them.
He's rolled to the wall, had a heel hook on, so Declan couldn't roll anymore.
And he had to tap.
And he's
he had nowhere to go.
Fucking cranked it like it was a white belt. And Declan's like,
yeah. Yeah.
And apparently the rest of the 45 minutes was an absolute slaughter.
Because also, if you knew rolling with Will, he would happily give up bad positions.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Didn't care about losing passing guard.
As soon as you pass the leg,
he would try and bump you from early, bump you from side control to get to a leg entanglement and rip your heel off. And then, heel hooks are so minute in time to tap, I'm fine, to, I'm good, pop, pop, pop. Fuck, I'm not good.
He was the best at legs in South Australia.
Early days. This was before also online content. He's watching VHSs of fucking Russians and Sambo leg locks. Before Danaher fucking came around with the whole Danaher Death Squad revolution, which then everyone get into leg lock. Now it's like just a part of, especially no-gi grappling, because how it's still by IBJJF rules, like leg locks are still, you can't really do them up to the highest of levels. But then you come to no-gi and it's like, no, white belt, blue belts, you're fucking, if you don't know leg locks already, then the young, fresh, keen as a bean will come in, get your legs and fucking wrap you up. That's how they used to do it.
So what would
you have to know it.
What would you be willing to do? Like, if we had a match and I tapped you, would you give up your your black belt?
If you tap me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you resort to a white belt?
Not a white belt.
You'd have to restart the levels, bro. If I tapped you and you're a black belt, you're fucking retarded.
In what context are you tapping me?
Domination.
Oh, God, fucking domination. You fucking... The only way, and I've had this happen before, was when I'm paro drunk and then someone comes up behind me and puts me in a rear naked choke before I fucking know, and I'm that paro that I don't even tap or do anything. They choke you to sleep. I mean, you just like doing it fucking regardless. But I don't like getting choked to sleep. But someone just did it, and I'm thinking, I'm fine. And they, again, if you get a proper rear naked choke, I don't see it coming. They slap it on. Within 3 seconds, if you don't know, you're out. That's what makes it. And if you did that to me, then you'd not even tap me out. You'd fucking put me to sleep.
I'd buggy choke you.
A buggy choke. A buggy choke. You would rip a hamstring. You would tear your knee trying to buggy choke me.
I can do the full lotus right now.
You're shit.
I can do the full lotus right now.
Come on.
I swear.
Full lotus right now. Oh, here we go. Don't hurt your knees. Don't blow your knees out. Here we go. Old Savar sitting on the ground. He's pulling them up. Hang on. I can't see that. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, and he can lift it. Fuck you, man. I don't have that knee dexterity. Fuck you. Jesus. All right, I'm impressed. Yeah. I didn't think you had that in you. I was like, don't hurt yourself. Jeez. Did you get that on camera? Holy shit, you can nearly kick yourself in the head.
I got Snapchats of that. I was doing it in the 40s.
He's got the leg whip. Oh, he could kick himself in the head.
Put some respect on my name.
Oh, my God. Okay, so I'll give it to you. You could throw a buggy choke up. You ain't buggy choking.
But if I buggy choked you, what would you do? Would you go home and cry?
Yes, hard tears. Tears of much sadness.
How much money would you be willing to put on you beating me in a match?
all my bank account, any bank that loans me the largest amount they have.
I've seen movies start like this, dude. You're too confident, and then you lose it, and then you got to go through the whole arc of your girlfriend leaving you. And being in a bad place.
As a man that's rolled with you a few times, though, like
I don't want to do it.
Right. So if we're just doing straight jiu-jitsu now, where it would differ, and we've taught this, commentators on jiu-jitsu for the M16 Open, you looked at me afterwards, you're like, fuck, if it was MMA, it'd be so much easier, right? I know, so I could contribute so much more to the fucking MMA shows because you strike. You know a lot about that. You want to come do jiu-jitsu with a black belt who had 9.5 years having to work at it for a decent amount of time, not letting these flogs fucking come and tap you. And they're trying, believe me. I remember talking with Caruso. I remember talking with Diego. Shout out to the Caruso boys. They're fucking doing really well. Between Sav, Tony, and Diego. But yeah, because Will tapped him. There was the story of when, same thing, he come down, he's fresh, he's got had a bit of a knee niggle. Miles has freshly opened the gym on an open mat, and he's like, oh, just come down, man. Nah, it's all good. Will was there. And Will fucking, popped his knee with a fucking leg lock.
Diego's.
And it was like, oh, son of a bitch.
I was there.
But he said to me, because I was a blue belt at the time, and he was a purple belt. Was he a brown belt? And he looked at me and he goes, oh, you're fucking this. And he goes, you know how much it sucks? Because when you get to a higher level, you think I'm working towards this. But the fucking dogs that are coming up underneath you that are trying to be like, I want to get you because it's the scalp on the mantle. I got you. Caleb, exactly. There's certain people you know. Like,
I won't roll that cunt ever.
No, because he got you with last time you spoke.
No, I'd prefer to fucking roll Declan for 10 rounds and roll Caleb for 1.
Yeah, because he does. Because that's why.
Because he's young.
That difference is going,
you can smell the testosterone.
He wants the scalp. He wants the scalp, mate.
He
wants to fucking hang that on the mantle, and he's like, I got you that one time.
And he takes pleasure. He trained with Adam too much, so he takes pleasure in degrading men.
Well, that's why Adam Jones's teaching technique is very interesting for some people, because some people love it, some people don't. When you've got that dog eat dog world, and he goes, I'm going to tap you with the most embarrassing submissions possible, and there's nothing you're going to do about it, over and over again.
Have you watched Craig's
the new series? I haven't. No.
Fucking good.
Good. He's really doing like world travels, interviewing.
But that's why he was around the world for all these years.
That's why he's got all this content now that he's editing together.
He was filming a documentary.
Oh, this is... How many parts is it coming out? Because it's all on YouTube.
I'd say like 6.
6 parts? And how much is it? Like 20, 30 minutes?
Have you seen
I haven't seen the first one. The first one.
Have you seen the trailer?
No, I haven't even watched the trailer. All right, trailer is getting pulled up. Look at the eyes. Shifting.
Go fuck yourself, Craig.
Fuck Craig Jones. We love you, mate, but real piece of work, man. Between those Jones boys. Yeah.
Every night we've hung out. It's the worst night of my life. He actually broke my leg last time. I swear to fucking God, I could have got money off of him. In fairness to him, I literally jumped on his leg with no warning and tried to heel hook him. And he's just grabbed my foot and just toe holded me.
Yeah. So I can't say I'm actually upset about that. Yeah.
But it was like the strongest toe hold ever, and I just heard the, and I was like,
yeah. You're a moron. You grab Craig Jones's leg. The man is a master leg locker, and you're like, it's all fun and games. You're both drunk. And how he got to the top. That he was doing that earlier than everyone else. And you're like, yeah, cool story. I'm going to jump on your leg. And then you're going to fucking tap me. Hilarious.
Look at the production value in this.
He's done well. That's why.
No, that's like the production value is better than some Netflix shows.
Like, Sparta. This is Sparta. There you go. Minute 40.
Is this a trailer?
Coming soon, right?
No,
Go and walk out. Yeah, okay, so 40 minutes on the first episode.
Here we go. Official trailer.
Have you ever wondered what happens to a failed athlete at the end?
He's such a... Bro, it's so funny.
Have you ever wondered what happens to a failed athlete at the end of his career?
Yeah, he's still like the best in the world.
We've got the second best grappler in the whole world here. His name is Craig Jones.
Dad, you came back. Why did you leave me?
He, of course, starts a travel show.
How good's the production value?
It's fucking good, yeah. Of course it is. Oh, is that Turkish oil wrestling?
It's a great place. There's a lot of freedom. We work hard, we play hard, we train hard, but it's just a beautiful environment to live.
Very, very few people realise that there are these communities on the outskirts. You could have all the money in the world, but you can't buy, relationships and the respect of other people. You have to earn it. What teaches you perseverance better?
Very well done. Like you said, production value is very good.
I watched the first episode yesterday, and it's actually very. I didn't know he's got like a psychology degree.
Craig does.
He went to university. I don't know if he's got a degree, but he went to university for it.
Come on now, let's not try and make him out this smarter than he really is.
It makes sense.
He's
a lot smarter than people think.
Okay, so would say talk about success. He's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys, but also, like you said,
he's the best marketing person in jiu-jitsu.
It's actually he just understood marketing really well.
Jiu-jitsu wouldn't be a crumb of what it is if it wasn't for Craig Jones right now.
In terms of its rapid development and growth, 100%. Yeah, big time.
He's jiu-jitsu's Fertitta.
Oh, good call. It's a decent call.
Craig Jones is jiu-jitsu's Fertitta brothers.
That's a good call. You needed someone to come in and really shine the light on it and show it what it could be to people for people to watch.
Actually, if you want to be like that, Craig is jiu-jitsu's Fertitta and Dana because he promotes and he funds.
He promotes it, but then again, he doesn't fund it off his own money. But he can get the issue.
A lot of it's his own money.
Can he get? But then he gets backing. He has to ride. When you're talking about millions, he's got to rely on other people to come in and foot the bill.
But this thing here, this is funded off him.
Yeah. No, this I would imagine he would.
He's paying for this.
Well, he understands good content, mate.
He's paying for someone to follow him around the world 24 hours a day.
Yeah, he does that. But also when he does it and he has to actually do it's. He's coming to the end of his physical career. He's already looking at. He's still so good at jiu-jitsu. Anyone that rolls with him fucking knows how high level that guy still is.
Declan said he could win 80cc right now.
Exactly right.
Which I believe he could.
And funny thing, talking about that, like even Moody now understands, because talking with Adam as well, it was like understanding how important it is as an athlete to promote yourself through social media to actually get viewers, so that then you got to play that game, right, of getting eyeballs on you. Because now it used to be you'd go to the sport would give it to you, or you'd go to the club would give it to you. In an individual sport like mixed martial arts, grappling, jiu-jitsu, anything like that, how much now is it, before you have a team around you or you have enough money to fucking pay people to come in and do it for you, you want to go out and be the best at what you do, but then to get the most eyeballs on you. And it doesn't just come free. It doesn't come from nothing.
So how good would you say Craig Jones is?
How good is he? He's still fucking top 3 in the world.
So, how do you think that Craig, if we were both doused in 10 litres of canola oil...
He already beat Luke Rockhold like that, man.
No. In a park. Me and Craig are back-to-back in a park. The timer goes. I'm allowed to run wherever I want to go. $100,000. Yep. Do you reckon I would be able to stop him from pinning me if I was able to run?
How open borders? No, nothing to stop you.
We're at Hackham Footy Club Oval.
So there's an oval though, which means what? Can you jump the fence?
I can do whatever I want, but
I
guarantee I'm not as athletic as Craig Jones.
He's not, but I also don't know how well he runs.
But with the oil, do you reckon I'd be able to hold him off me for 1 minute?
No. If he got his hands on you, you're not getting away.
I honestly think otherwise.
Okay, well,
this is why I'm challenging you, Craig. Right now. Hackham Football Club Oval, 20 litres of the finest canola oil in the world. If you can keep me down, pinned, in a minute, nothing.
Nothing.
You get nothing.
You get nothing. You get some good content.
If I win, you pay off my mortgage.
Oh, well, that's not a fair deal.
I'll also issue this to Bradshaw, aka Gucci Smoothie of Street X.
Oh, bring him down. Come on.
Actually, I'll do it for a new wardrobe.
A new wardrobe.
And if not, I will download. I will give $1,000 cash to a charity of your choice.
Oh well. There's a little bit. Shout out to the Street X. It all goes well together.
I don't have $1,000 cash, so I'm gonna win. I do have $1,000 cash.
It's life or death for Sav right now. Craig. You ain't getting close to him, mate. Apparently, even with all that canola oil.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think someone like him, mate, if he gets his hands...
You'd be able to do it?
No.
You'd be able to hold me down?
Hold you down?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Do you want to do it?
No. Hold you down with oil? No, I don't. No, I don't really want to do that, Sav.
I want to wear a speedo.
Oh, fucking...
You want to hold me down?
It's even worse. I'll be treat me
nice.
I'll be looking at your tats going, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
I don't reckon you'd be able to do it.
With all the oil on you, but if I can get my hands on you,
we're back to back, but we're not grappling. I'm actively trying to get away from you.
Yeah, I mean that's where it becomes hard. Yeah, and I'm not Craig Jones, so I can't. I don't have all the techniques that he does.
We're back to back, and as soon as that bell goes, I'm fucking bolting.
Yeah, I think I can. I think I can outrun you.
I'm like a tick. I'm like an insect.
Okay.
Bing, 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 bing.
I like your thinking, but no, I can outrun you, and I will catch you.
Do you want to fucking outrun me?
Yeah, I can outrun you.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
I'll do 100 quicker than you.
Nah.
Yep.
Nah. I don't even like to hit sprints anymore. I figure I might pop my hamstrings, but
exactly. I got no care.
Yeah, you'll pop your hamstrings.
I want to pop my hamstring.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, Sav.
I miss Christmas.
Jeez. I missed it. That's where injuries happen, but dude, yeah, I believe I could outrun you.
Who do you reckon would outrun him?
He's pretty well saying he's just better than you.
At certain physical things, yes, I'm definitely better than you, Sav.
Dude.
I love you, but I'm better than you. Where's the guy?
Right,
I don't want to throw punches with you.
We'll fucking go on. We'll race after this.
Okay.
We'll fucking race.
Okay. Oh, I need a stretch.
It's most...
Mate, I will pull a groin. Yeah, I will pull my shoulder running. That's exactly what I'm going to do. My shoulder's so bad, I'm going to run and hurt myself. I'll be like, it's not even targeting the muscle. Why did I agree to do this? Yeah, after about fucking 10 beers. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, we were listening to Bill Burr's why you shouldn't hit women before this.
Not saying you shouldn't. Not a good reason. Never a good reason to do it. I can think of about 17 reasons why you should. Oh, he's good. The man is sharp. The man is very sharp.
But all good things must come to an end.
Oh, mate. We did it though. We did it before. This will be the last podcast, yes, of 2024 before we hit 2025.
We have, by my visuals, we have the exact same amount of beer in our cups.
Fuck you, man. All right, I'm not sculling. I know what you're thinking.
It's 2025.
It's not going to be good.
Give the people what they need.
Oh, God. I don't think they need it. I mean,
see you at the bottom.
All right, mate. See you at the bottom, brother. All right. You're going to do it way better than me.
You go first. It's not bad. Dude, I've seen worse efforts from pedophiles at the Vatican.
Pardon. All right, love yous all. Thank you, Sesh with Sav. It's been good. We'll see you in 2025.
I just made that pedophile joke up, by the way.